Hi, everybody. Hi, Brian. Thank you. I wasn't able to text you, Brian. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to text him? This is so weird. No wonder this is hard to do. This is the
Yeah,
first time we've done
I want to look
live.
up here, but it's such
Yeah,
delay down here.
yeah. But the thing is, I'm doing this over my cell phone. So normally I do this over. We both film over our computers, so this is a new experience. How we can join, and I have to have this up so I can read the chat. And so Jolee, if y'all don't know Jolee, hopefully you know Jolee. She has a YouTube channel also, and we're buddies. We went and hung out in Florida, and she said we need to do a live together. I'm like, okay, let's do a live together. Um, it's making feedback metallic. Oh no, is my headset causing metallic feedback, guys?
Ah,
It's on your side,
technology.
Jackie. Oh, you know what? Let me just. Okay, does that help at all?
Heavy
Just
drinking
when
might
you
help.
talk. So it's when I talk. Oh shoot. Is it still doing it now when I talk to you?
So you have a little bit of a robot voice. It's not the end of the world.
it, let me try to see. I can hear you, Jolie, just fine. Okay, let me disconnect and reconnect. Let's see how that works. Technical difficulties. Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
How is the rest of the audience? Can we hear me? Hey, well behaved wallet. Yeah, this is a new experience. So it's so weird because we look side by side on my iPad, but on our phones we're like this. We're horizontal. I mean vertical,
Yes.
not
On my
horizontal.
phone, I'll be like waving down to Miss no to Mr. Brady. I don't know.
Oh, so Jolie is fine. How about me, Linda? Am I still metallic? Roboty? What am I sounding like? We did, honest to goodness, we did test this out yesterday. Okay, thank you, Working Boy. I can hear you fine. Yeah, sometimes I have to connect my Bluetooth. This is a really cool headset, but I have dropped it more than one time, and I need another one. I just haven't ordered it yet. You know,
It
so
probably says in the instructions that you're not supposed to drop it.
yeah, yeah. It did a huge nosedive into the. It just fell off my head and went crash. And like one of the adjusting buttons doesn't work right now, so I'm like,
Oh, cool.
and this just happened last week. So oh, it's Black Friday shopping, which wasn't on a Friday, it was on a Saturday. So it's the weekend of shopping that people do. And sorry, I bumped my headset. The microphone's right here, and the so it's gonna pick up everything I do. Anyhow, less stress. We're live. I was like, we can do this. We can do this. So, a little bit of housekeeping, um, YouTube housekeeping update. So, I am, I am honestly, I've only been on YouTube since March, and so I'm new um, to YouTube life, and I sometimes take for granted that I know what I'm supposed to do, which I don't. Um, so I'm kind of muddling my way through this. So it has been pointed out. I might need some more moderators if anybody would like to volunteer. Because apparently going live, I need a little bit more help with the. Right now, Linda's here on Friday because we've talked about it, but she's on the other side of the pond, guys. Her time zone is 6 hours away from mine, ahead of mine, so it's very late. Uh, good lord, is it actually 1 a.m. for you, Linda? Yeah, so it just could Linda. It also could just be because of my headset. Yeah. So if anybody would like to regularly attend and be a moderator, please volunteer. If not, I get it. It's
I'll
it's a
volunteer.
voluntary position. Okay.
I'll volunteer.
Um, so I need to make you a moderator, but I don't know how to do that right now. I'll do it later. Or Linda. might be able to help me with that because she knows more YouTube than me. Um,
I
because
know how to
I
kick trolls out.
yes, that's what
Well,
it
I
is. That's all
figured
you're
out with
doing.
PDQ.
I am so one of the things about YouTube that I forget is that anybody can wander in and anybody can say what they want, and part of that is you don't want to get in trouble with the YouTube who knows algorithm, and I don't want to get flagged, so we need a few more people to help moderate. And it's not part of the problem is I'm not giving everybody a regular schedule or keeping in contact with my people who have volunteered. So yeah, we're gonna work on that. I'm gonna work better on that.
Hi, Linda S.
Um,
Hi, everybody. Hi,
it
Brian, Broken
says,
Boy. Well
oh,
behaved
Jolee,
wallet. Somehow I think
Jolee
that's a
typed
lie.
something.
Type something.
Yeah. Well, we can hear you now, both now. So I am along with this YouTube thing. Um, my month of December. Hey, Jesus, sorry, Jesus. Hey, nice to see you. Thanks for wandering in. I'm trying to set up my December timeline because I'm not doing regularly canned filmed videos. I normally have the entire month done by now, and I don't. And I feel very much like I'm forgetting to do something. I feel like this can't be. I feel like I have failed. I really do. I'm like, but it was planned. It was planned. I planned to do this, and I'm like, Jackie, no, it's fine. You're planned not to have videos out every day. So, um, I'm
You've been
trying.
a
I'm
little
going to be
busy.
taking. Yeah, I know. But I'm taking over Winnie live spot. She normally goes live on a Tuesday, and I'm gonna be going live on Tuesdays in for the month of December, and then January I'll change it again. But so Tuesdays and Fridays for sure, and I'm thinking about Tuesday, Friday, Sunday just to get a weekend daytime slot. So in the morning, because I don't want right now it's only everybody who can show up in the evening.
Thank you,
And
Broken Boy, for your comment. So you're saying that in December you're going to go Tuesday, Friday, Sunday? Is that?
yeah, yeah. So and Tuesday, Friday will
Uh,
be after work, 6:45. And then on Sundays I'm gonna try to do mid morning. So before, well, actually I can't do mid morning. It's gonna have to be. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Um, I'll figure it out this Sunday actually when I go live. Click Julie's comment and make her moderate. Oh, thank you, Linda. Oh, let me see if I can do that on. I don't know how my. There we go. I have to make them come back up again. And
Jesus.
where is
That name looks like you should just say Jesus.
where is Julie's comment? I'm having to scroll through um, on my phone. It's very strange. It's very surreal to be doing. Oh, there we go. Um, add as moderator. Uh, standard moderator. There, Jolee, you are now a moderator. Woohoo! Um,
Okay,
so
cool.
Jesus, do you know? I don't know if you know Jolee. Do you know Jesus?
From Jacob.
Yes, she's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all friends here. Um, uh, Jolie's last video, Jolee, your last video cracked me up. I cannot believe how much effort you put into that. Putting in those costumes, I was like, that's
I know.
way.
It took
And then
like at
editing,
least 15 minutes to do it.
I was like, I wouldn't even want to take off some clown makeup, let alone put it all on to begin with. So if y'all haven't seen her last video, it's very funny. Um, so I'm trying to glance at the chat. So I am an over talker, as you guys know. I talk a lot, and I can normally just run this whole show by myself, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
hard to do and keep up with the comments. So Jolee said, "Hey, let's do this together. I'll keep you on task, and we can see how this goes. So this might be a regular thing, guys. You know, we I do talk a lot. I overtalk a lot. You just got to tell me, Jackie, shush. If you wait for a natural pause, there aren't any.
No, even face
um,
to face, it's unless she's asking a question, forget it.
Non-stop talking. I learned this when I went live with Winnie way back several months ago that I didn't let Winnie talk. I was like, oh shoot,
Oh, that's
I
a feat. That's a feat. Wow. There's got to be
I
some sort of
know.
prize for that.
I was, but it was really talking about the episode I was on with Winnie was talking about counterfeits in Asia, specifically Thailand, and my uh upbringing and growing up with it. So it was really me talking a lot, but so anyway, the YouTube update is I am winging all of this, guys. I have no idea um how this works. I am just going with it. I still don't even have. There's supposed to be with Google. There's an AdSense thing you have to sign up for, and you have to verify your email. Then you have to verify your mailing address. So they do that by sending you a piece of mail, and giving you a code, and that's how you finish setting up your account. So that hasn't even happened yet. I'm like, oh great, snail mail to my house. I have a couple dogs over here, being very friendly. Mr. James went to go pick up dinner, so they're like, excuse me. So we fed them when we got home, and I'll show you. I'll move the camera a little bit. Do you see this? You see this greatness? Hey, hey, Margo, look, your friends, your friends.
Oh, they can't hear me because of your headphones.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they can hear you even through the
Yeah.
headphones. But I was like, wait, what's happening?
Wait,
So Milo says
Linda
hello to
S.,
everybody.
you got it for $5?
What did Linda get for $5? Oh, the same cup?
Yeah, it's from Starbucks. It wasn't
That's like a
$5.
that's a $30 cup here.
It's a little bit. It
Milo.
costs a little bit more tonight because it's got gin and tonic in it.
Hey, that's the way to do it, right? Hi, hi, Mr. Milo. Are we worried about Mr. James?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
other Linda, Linda S.
I have all the Lindas. So I have Jesus.
That sounds good, Chris. That sounds really
um,
good. I don't have any cranberry juice.
so Chris says he has tequila and cranberry. Woohoo! Oh, that's something I forgot to do when I set this live up. That's the other weird thing about YouTube is that when I go live, I actually have to in settings before I go live say allow all comments so that when this posts after the live, you can see the comments, or else they hide the comments. And I'm like,
Right.
ugh. So you can't actually. Sometimes it takes a minute. Um, Anyway, how is
Well,
everybody doing the first day of Vlogmas?
I started to watch Winnie's video, but I haven't finished it yet. Does she put little bags on her tree?
She showed a fast. Okay, if I pick you up, the other dog is gonna be so jealous. Okay, I'll pick you up. Let's just pretend. No, Milo. He came right over. He came right over. This. No, no, no. You can't get into the chair with us. Ugh, jealous dog. Jealous dog. And okay, so I asked my husband if I could get a little pug. My friend has a little pug who needs a
Yeah.
home, but the little pug is a puppy. And I know what James is gonna say. James is gonna say no to the puppy. And she's only 8 to 12 weeks old. And can
The
you
dogs are
imagine these
killing me.
two with a puppy? They would the jealousy. Look at this. The extreme jealousy because I picked up the other pug or the other dog. Hello, Mr. Big Dog. Yes, yes, that's your Bucky. Yeah. The Great Dane is, I swear, the Great Dane is the most jealous dog I have ever owned. He's like, no, 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 you cannot.
They're just big
No, but
babies.
so Winnie's video was her putting her little mini purses on her mini tree, and Dee Dee Bean did the same thing with hers, and I think Autumn Beckman's video showed her also decorating. And then Rakita's closet showed her decor. She showed off her whole house. She showed, I mean, she has more than one tree. She, I think, has a tree per room or something. And so a lot of Vlogmas today has been showing off Christmas decorating. And I also
I
watched,
um
uh
I didn't see any Vlogmas because I was watching videos earlier today, and then I decided to watch something else before coming on here, and apparently everybody dropped because when I came on, I'm like, "Oh, look at all the videos I should be watching right now."
oh yeah, everybody came on at the same time. They all kind of, I'm going to put a lipstick on because I feel like pale without it right now. So this is the Dior Lip Glow. I can't remember what color, but it's the
Oh,
this is called the
I
mahogany.
put some on, but I can't read it.
um, so I just can't
There
keep
you
up.
go.
But I
There you
meant what
go.
Jesus said. Uh, two Jesuses. Oh no, no one. The other Linda. Oh yeah, cause okay. So Jesus, there's actually I know three Lindas that normally hang out in my lives or show up. I have Linda S, Linda Passos, and Linda P. And Linda P is not the same as Linda Passos. Linda P is actually really cool, but she's an English teacher, and I apologize again to my Lindas. My grammar is awful. So we have the three Lindas that show up all the time, and I always get them confused, even though I know exactly who you are. Um, I don't always look at the second part, like the Linda S or Linda Passos or Linda P. It's like, um, with all the okay, oh, you can't keep up with all the Vlogmas vids. That's why I'm not doing a daily video
Listen,
because
Linda's.
because there's so much Vlogmas going out there. I watched um, Meredith, Living Lux with Meredith. Now she is fun because she's in Australia, so her first video actually came out yesterday because it was the first over there, and it was she did her bag bag charms, and then today her second video she did her capucines collection. That lady has 10 capucines. I'm like, I would just be happy with like one. Honestly, I don't honestly think if I even had one, I could use it. It would be the most expensive bag I owned. Period. I don't care if it was old or new. It'd be the most expensive bag I owned, and I think I'd be so precious with it I could use it.
Off of Louis
Oh,
Vuitton. It's
if
just
they
like
take the
this,
listings, I think it's because you have to inquire within the boutique. It's like listing
right?
pricing
You can't
on.
order them online anymore.
Yeah, I think that's by
Yeah.
design. I think they're just doing that. Oh, speaking of Louis Vuitton, I have to talk about this, guys. Um, oh my, oh, where Linda Pasta says Winnie, Dee Dee, and Meredith and Romy. I loved Romina's video today. If y'all don't watch Romina Rose May, she has
I do.
her collection is just. Did you see hers today? Um, oh
No.
my goodness. She finally, her house is finished. She's actually out of a hotel. She's been living like in a hotel for months now, and she has her bags in a bag room again, but through storage. And her things were storage. Hey, look, Facial. Her things were storage in her friend's home, so it wasn't like it was in a storage unit. It was in a controlled area, but they were in bins, and a couple of her bags didn't fare so well. Oh, my heart was breaking. I was like, oh no, those are her babies, you know? And then to
Oh
have
my
them,
God.
one was a Louis, her first Louis, the tarnishing on the glass, friction, and then one was uh, her Ferragamo got some transfer, and then the Dior,
Oh.
the little lady Dior got a little bit too smushed. So it's like,
Oh.
oh, it's like, oh, she has. I've never seen her whole collection, so as she was unloading those, I'm like, she has a theme. So you know how I kind of collect the same things, and I know that, but seeing her whole
Yeah.
collection is like, you really like Bulgari, and then you really like snakes, like just snake skin or reptiles. She loves um uh just that type of look, and she has one Ferragamo orange bag that sticks out in her collection like a sore thumb because it's the only bright pop of color that isn't
Oh,
pink.
wow. I
It's
kind of have one of
hilarious.
those. I'm never going to wear it
Um,
either. It's just going to sit over there. I'm never going to wear that bag. I would feel ridiculous wearing that bag. So it's just going to sit there. It's an old Coach, but
yeah.
it's bright pink, lipstick pink. It looks plastic,
Um,
but it's leather.
yeah, Linda says that Romina almost cried at the Miss Dior. Yeah, because that's like,
Oh, I got to see that.
oh, because
I got to see that.
I don't know how Dior does if they have a bag spa. Like I know Hermes does. I know that with Louis, they can replace and fix the hardware, but with Dior, I don't know. I don't have a Dior. My mom has a Dior. I don't have it. Hey, military mom, nice for joining us. Military mom, this is my friend Jolee. I don't know, guys. Military mom has a bag channel also. She's also in
Okay.
Florida, and
Do I
Jolie's
follow
Simple
her?
Opinion is in Florida too. Yeah, I think
Military
she's in.
mom. That
Yeah,
doesn't seem familiar to me, so I'm writing that down
she
for
does a
later.
lot of Goonies, but she's not been on filming
I
as
think
much.
I've
But
seen
she
it
does
before.
have, yeah, she has a good bank of pre previous films, videos. Yeah, I love Romina. Romina is so cool. I love it that her husband is also in her videos. A lot of people who have YouTube vlogs are just a YouTube channel are influencers don't always bring their spouses, and it's like
Yeah.
mystery spouse. So it's nice to see that and he has no problem. He was in her New York vlog, and that was pretty cool. But before I get too off topic, I have got to tell you that did you catch the Louis Vuitton men's collection Pharrell's video from yesterday,
Not
Jolie?
Pharrell's. I saw uh Jesse. Jesse
Well,
Style
you saw
blogger.
okay. So Jesse's video talking about Pharrell,
Hi, military
the
mom.
video. Okay, so Jesse made it sound nice, guys. Jesse was being super middle of the road, very pleasant. Jesse does not buy Louis Vuitton. She
I
only
know.
buys Hermes. So her opinion of, oh, that's kind of cute. No, that's kind of cute. Isn't I'm gonna buy it. The T is it was okay. It was not fabulous. I'm I, I hopefully I'm not offending anybody when I say this, but um the Pharrell they call it um pre fall, which pre fall collection to me means summertime. Like unless you're talking about that weird transition between summer and fall, which is a transition zone of we don't know if we want to wear hot clothes or cold clothes. I mean, what's a pre-fall collection mean anyway? I was like, what? What? So, I did
I
not
don't
love it.
know.
I
What I'm
hated.
sorry, but the bags
Um,
very much did remind me of back when surfer style was popular in high school here
I feel like
in the 80s.
okay, and like okay, and you're in Florida, and I'm in Texas, and I've lived in Hawaii. I've been to Hawaii. Hawaii is beautiful. People of Hawaii don't wear that. People of Hawaii,
No.
that that look is what you sell the tourists. It's not what you
Exactly.
wear in Hawaii. So like the bags I can get down with, some of those bags I think are pretty cool. I'm not cool with the pink wave because all I could think of was algae bloom. I don't think the pink wave design was very cool. I don't like some of the surfer stuff, okay, maybe. But the clothing, I was like, who are you designing this for?
And
What
I just
I
ignored it.
couldn't
Once I
oh
saw the tropical with the sequins, okay, these two things do not go together ever because sequins are plastic and hot and
sequence
tropical look
sequence
is
shorts.
what?
Sequence shorts.
Oh, I
Sequence
forgot they were
shorts
short.
on
Yes.
men. Sequence shorts. Short pants. Shorts. I was like, my husband would not wear any of that.
Brian says he liked it. So, you
Well,
like the sequin
you
shorts.
know, I love Pharrell's first
To each his own.
show. Yeah,
Whatever
well,
creams your Twinkie.
but again, as a woman who has worn sequins, unless the back of those shorts
Oh,
are plain
they're nasty.
fabric and there's no sequence in the inseam, it only has to be sequence on the front panel of the pants, or else it is a nightmare. Nightmare. Um,
It
it's
can cause a
like,
fire.
oh, it's like, no, 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 no. So and sequence, guys, for the men who've never had to wear sequins, it's heavy. If it's done correctly, it's heavy. So, um, oh, seven
Seven
thousand
thousand
sequin shorts.
sequins.
Oh heck, so somebody will buy it. I am sure somebody will buy it. I'm still waiting for the first launch to come out and see what people actually purchase. But not everything that is on the runway goes into production, and I think the vast majority of that collection is probably in ready to wear because it's not commercial. I mean, who it might be commercial, but I mean, luxury fashion isn't supposed to be commercial. It's supposed to be luxury, right? So it's supposed to be trend setting and unique. Thank you, hon. Your dog had an appearance.
Li-
This is
living with
this is
Lux,
my dinner.
living Lux with Meredith. Pharrell did a whole show to build his own wardrobe. I could see him
Yes.
wearing every single look. That's so true.
Hey Meredith, thank you for joining in. We were just talking about your collection of the Cassie scenes. We love them, by the way. Um, well, I love them, and I could not get over Pharrell. I mean, here's the thing, Pharrell. If you saw him, he was dressed in this really nice khaki colored, streamlined, very minimalistic. He was wearing a sailor cap with some, thin, or we call it those little round sunglasses he likes to wear. Um, he looked not like the people he was putting down the runway.
Well,
That's what I don't get. It's like if you're designing this clothes, I mean, what at least the camouflage, he wore it. He wore a whole suit of that. And this time he was wearing khaki, but most of his collection was actually navy. I was like, okay. Um,
I'm with you, Brian. Um, in my mind, I'm 5'9", very slender, and wear only Ralph Lauren.
in thank you. Um, my dogs are having a blast. James came home, so they're all very excited, and he handed me food, and they think they're gonna get some. No, no, they're not. I love Ralph Lauren, but Ralph Lauren confuses me. I understand the look, at least with Ralph Lauren. When I see the aesthetics of his designs, I can tell they're his. With Pharrell, I don't know what he's. I don't know what his. I have no idea what his direction is. When I'm looking
You
at
don't
his
know what
clothing that
he's
he's
pulling
designed.
from?
No, he
Yeah.
keeps saying streetwear, but I don't know what street he's walking. You know, I'm not sure he even goes to streets. He's probably chauffeured down them. It's like
That's
the
true.
streets I'm
That's
in.
true, Chris. Ralph Lauren does carry all sizes. They do.
Yes, and I know this because they carry my size, or they used to, and they carry men's big and tall too. So they kind of fit everybody. A lot more open. But I liked. I was so frustrated with the show that after 6 minutes I just clicked off, and I went back and scrolled through it because I could not know. I was like, I have to know because I really am rooting for him because I really do like the first collection. I don't like the prices, but you know what? These prices aren't meant for me anyway. Yeah.
He really did take the Speedy and work it over. He's really going for the Speedy, and then they
Alma.
did the stuff with the Alma, but
They had a lot
uh,
of Alma 50s. Yeah.
Alma as a suitcase to me doesn't make much sense because it does get so thin at the top.
If you like a domed bag, which I do, I love a dome bag. I don't carry a dome bag when I actually want to carry a lot of things. Now I think
No, you can't.
the Speedy or the Alma 50, if that can fit like a laptop, that's cool. But
Well, yeah,
there's no crossbody option. It's all hand carry. You know, it's an
it
old
had
school
straps on it,
briefcase.
right? I mean, and little hooks on it.
Mm,
I
I don't
think.
think so.
Didn't it have D
Mm,
rings? No.
I didn't see it. Well, everybody walking down the runway was carrying a bag under their arm. They weren't using the handles. Like they were using the handles on the Elma, but they're carrying the key balls under their arm like a hug. I'm like, that's not how I carry my luggage. That's cool if that's how you want to do it. and that was a long runway. That those poor they did have a bunch of age ranges, which was cool. Um, Living Life with Meredith says, "Will a creative director who is a celebrity will be able to design for average client?" Oh yeah, that's true. Or will he design for celebrity friends? Yeah, that is completely correct, Meredith. I agree with you on that one. If he's a his streets aren't the same as our streets. he, he has different streets to walk down. Um,
It is a show after all. Now just to see what comes
yeah.
out in the stores.
Well, and then to see who buys it. And as a person, he's so famous that people will just buy it just because he designed it, and I'm sure that will happen. But again, I mean, I'm giving y'all my opinion, but it's not as if I am buying anything from his collection. I'm not buying anything from Louis. Louis and I have had a breaking up.
Oh.
We have broken up. I love
Hmm.
Louis. Louis and I will
Hmm.
always love Louis. I can't afford
Tell us,
her
sister.
or him. It's like guys, it's like
Mhm.
state state employee. I buy Louis Vuitton used and the old and condition. I'm good with not the best condition because I'm just going to ding it up myself. And
Yeah.
I honestly I don't have the dollars for. I am a not a luxury channel. We are a contemporary bag channel, and that's something else I should talk to you guys about is my 2024. I have a few project bags coming out where I'm going to show rehab. So in 2024 in January, I won't be doing daily videos, but I think 3 times a week videos, or maybe 2 times a week, and go live. So you're still going to get a lot of content. It's just not going to be all the same content you've been having for months and months and months. Mainly because what I've learned about YouTube is it likes you to do a little bit of all of it. It likes live. It likes shorts. It
It
likes
likes everything.
um, it wants
Do
you to
this, do
do
that.
long format, short format. It rewards you for doing a little bit of it all. It
I'm
rewards
just going
you
to
for
walk over there
doing
and get what I'm
yeah.
working on right now while you're talking.
So I think Tessa Chris says I think it's a goal to bring in more celebrity interest, not common folks. I would agree with that because fame. That's the thing about wealth. The wealthy court fame because the wealthy have wealth but not fame, and the fame court wealth because they kind of go hand in hand. A lot of the wealthy are patrons to the famous, so it's always been this way. It's not new. Um, Brian says, I loved the Alma GM, but I liked one for the spring summer show better. Oh, really? Um, Linda, yes, I have 3 bags coming. Okay, so I have 2 bags here that are for rehab. And one is going to be a fogged Junie and Burke old school. And I'm going to remove the fog coated the coating from the canvas. I'm going to remove the coating.
Oh,
And
that's
I'm going
neat.
to do
I want to know how to do
a
that. I
yeah,
don't have
I'm
any
going to do a
fogged over
video.
things, but it would be cool to know how to do that.
And then I am going to, and I have coming in the mail. I just bought today. My husband doesn't know. He'll find out. But I was able to get a beat up Rogue Coach Rogue. Now, the reason I did this is it's a project bag. It doesn't have the key plate. It doesn't have the fob. It doesn't have the straps. It only has the handles and the bag itself. This is an original Rogue 30, the first gen. Maybe not the first gen, but one of the first few. Mixed
Oh,
materials because how I am. It has white chalk and beech wood. I think it's called beech wood or beech
I
something.
had one
And
Rogue.
then
It was the Disney villain version. So it was purple.
you still have that?
You know, if I did, it'd already be at your house.
Oh my gosh, I love that bag.
Yeah,
But
that's
no,
the one I
so
had. But I have bilateral torn rotator cuffs, so I can't wear a purse that heavy.
yeah.
That is a heavy
So
bag.
so I have the robe coming in. It needs to have the uh, edge coat redone. It needs to have the actual leather conditioned because this bag's been worn, guys. It's been used. Now, the reason I wanted to do this is the Rogue is a relatively new product line for Coach. It hasn't been out that long. and the condition of this bag
Like
really
a decade?
surprised me, because I'll show you. This is my 1999 Coach. Me, tell me if that's too bright. But this bag is a um, this bag is of an age, right? And the Rogue, I think, does not wear nearly as well the new versions of the Coach bags compared to this one from 1999. And this one I have not conditioned. I've done nothing to it other than just own it. And so I want to show how to rehab the new stuff and how it compares to the old stuff because Rogues are starting at $600, $450 to $600 depending on the size. They go from about 350 all the way up to 12, I think 1200 or more for the Python version. So there's a huge range. And in the pre-love market, you can get them for $200 to $300. But if you want a custom order one, they're kind of pricey. But if they wear the way this one's coming in, I'm like, I'm not sure they're worth the dollars. I really don't. So we're gonna have to talk about it. Um, let's see. I'm missing some
These
stuff
are
in
a
the chat.
few, but I like old Coach too.
Yes.
These are just
I
the ones that were
honestly
hanging
think
by the
they,
door.
yeah. But so I'm kind of doing a comparing of the rehabbing an old coach, which I'm just going to do conditioner on, and then talking about the new coach and how to rehab something that was really only 5 years old. I think they just came out 5 years ago with the Rogue, the Coach
No,
Bleecker from 1989.
I think that
Oh yes,
I had my Coach Rogue when they were new, and it was in the teens. It was uh, it was in the teens because I haven't bought a new luxury bag and certainly not anything since 2019. And I had the Rogue about the same time that I got, I think, my first
yeah. I think
Speedy
it's
Bandolier.
2016, 2017 is when they
Yeah,
came out.
yeah,
And it kind of had an
2016.
evolution. There was the Rogue shoulder bag, then they did it for one season, and there was a Rogue tote bag, and then it turned into the
Hmm.
Rogue we know today.
The one
Um,
we know today, that's what I had. That Disney
yeah.
villain one. We'll have to look up the year of that one because I can't remember.
Oh yeah, all my Lindas are here. So we have Linda P, Linda S, and Linda Passos. Hi, all the Lindas. I feel very privileged to have all the Lindas. It's fun. It's my sister's name is Jennifer, and growing up when we did, every class had a Jennifer in it. So
Oh
it was
yeah.
very it was she's like, there's always a Jennifer. She was always upset because I'm a Jacqueline and there aren't that many Jacquelines. It wasn't as popular. Um,
In the 70s, you were named Jennifer.
so Chas with Chris says I stole all my coach. Luxational says, oh Jolee, I'm a vintage coach maniac. Oh, do you know? Yes, Luxational, you're half the reason. You and Linda Passos are half the reason why I keep looking at old coach now, almost daily. Luxational, I have 5 on the way, but USPS is so delayed right now with the holidays. Man, it just started too. It's December the 1st, guys. Chaz with Chris, I want the Coach Rogue 39 with patchwork, but not willing to pay half of the $13.95 price tag. I hear you.
I
Um,
had a Coach patchwork, but probably not the same as that. And it had pony on it. I bought it
oh
brand
yeah.
new.
Well, the
Pony,
thing with
no.
pony,
No
the
pony.
it
Ever again.
wears off. It it
Oh
it
yeah.
it it friction. Anything with fur, you have to
I'm
be
sorry.
super
I don't want to
super.
carry a bald bag.
Yeah. So Jesus says so many Jennifers. Yeah, so many Jennifers. Um,
I called it my
I
mange
think
bag.
your main. Well, you know what? I did find a on which platform was it? I think it was eBay. I was looking for Chanel just for fun, and because this is what you do, right? When you're a bag fanatic, and I saw one. I was like, that's really reasonable. How is this only $600 or $700? And it was a Chanel with, oh, they called it mutton skin, which is just sheep skin. So it was a shearling
Yeah.
bag with it was, oh, it did not age well. Ugh,
You need to
it did.
stop
It
for
was
a second and read Luxational's crazy comment.
okay. I have hunted. I have hunted vintage Coach bags.
I have a haunted vintage
Haunted.
Coach bag.
I had to toss some holy water on it to put her in the dust bag, and she's in the basement right now until my friend comes over and stages it. What is this bag doing, Luxational? What is seriously?
It opened a
Oh wait,
portal. You know-
yeah. Chat with Chris. I sold my Alexander Wang deer bag fur bag for the same reason. Linda says Luxational not gonna count how many are accounted for at the moment. Have two and only gonna find out they are when they arrive. Uh, so about the haunted items. So you know, everybody you should know if you don't know and you're new. I'm Asian. I'm half Thai. My Thai heritage is extremely superstitious, extremely, and because of that, in Thailand they do not like or condone or really appreciate antiques at all. Anything older are used. This is very prevalent for the Asian culture. So
They
why
have
are they always wanting
memories.
the newest thing, the newest thing? Because they don't keep the older things. If the older things believe me, my mother has had blessings done with monks because of older things. So all
Oh,
the
the
stuff from
Catholics are the
her,
same way with having things
yeah,
blessed.
from her
Did you?
mother-in-law, she got rid of it. You know, she's like, nope, nope. Um, Chris check
How
with
do
Chris.
you
My husband
know it's
stages
haunted?
everything.
That's right, well-behaved wallet. We need a little bit more explanation on this haunted bag.
Yes.
Good to know that Alexander Wang deer fur doesn't hold up either. Thanks, Chris. But I'm shy to buy it anyway. I don't like
Oh,
deer
good night,
because
Virgin Boy. Thank you for hanging up or showing up. We'll see you again. Um,
we were looking for houses for a long time in rural Florida here recently, and every single house had deer heads on the wall. So I'm a little over it.
Oh, look. Okay, so Luxational says, well, she has been sitting on the shelf for a couple months and for no reason at all tumbled over and fell onto my bed at 5:15 a.m. a couple of days ago. No explanation for this. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, no, no.
At least,
Yeah.
but did she try to strangle you? Like,
Hey, I'm pretty sure that bag belonged to a working lady, and it was 5:15 a.m. and y'all have to be getting up to go to work. Um, Chad Chris says it sheds more than my dogs, and I don't mean that. And ooh, as a
he's
compliment.
talking about
Yeah,
his
that's rough.
Alexander Wang deer bag.
Yeah, he loved that bag too. I remember him unboxing. I think that's the deer bag that I don't know. I get that one confused with the rabbit fur one he has.
I
I
think
have a
that
couple.
I don't like hair bags because I think that they need the follicle intact on, and the dead skin just doesn't support it. Not for deer. It might for some other animals, but it
So
certainly
I have
doesn't for deer.
cow. I have cow skin rugs and cow skin bags with the fur
Well, how
attached.
many layers do they take off? Do you have to step up to step onto your rug? Just kidding.
Guys, I live in Texas. um, uh,
They just bring
okay,
the cow
so
in and lay him down in front of the fireplace.
right.
You'll be a rug
Uh,
one day.
Linda P. LO2 strangling, well behaved Wallet L. At least it didn't try to strangle you. Check it. The rabbit needs to be fixed. Screws came. Oh no! On the closure. No strangulation, thank God. But I also had just it's stuffed pretty sturdy with large bubble paper. Yep. Linda Passos, my pony Longchamp doesn't shed. Yeah, some don't. It depends on storage, humidity, and friction.
And whether or not it's
My
haunted.
yeah, and yeah. Chef of Chris, I have a thing for furs and exotics. My next one is going to be an ostrich. Uh, Check of Chris, I can get an ostrich for less than $1,000. That is. Mm, mm. Look, Stacial says it's more
Quill
tote
holes.
style, like work bag.
Quill holes. No. I just
I I like cause that was Living Lux with not Meredith Living Lux in the middle with Lisa. She showed her capucine ostrich quill capucine. That thing is gorgeous. I for that I'd make an exception. I used to love ostrich quill, the look of it, because I think I had a
I
pair of
did.
boots with ostrich.
I
But
did
it was
like
always
it.
a boots or belt thing. It was never a bag thing for me. Now an
Right.
alligator or a crocodile. Anyway, I'll take you a bag. I'll take you a belt. I'll take you boots. Anyway, but I'm a huge fan of exotics. I don't have I make no bones about it. I like lizards. I like snake. Um I like all the reptiles in a bag form.
It's so wrong, but I really want a lizard bag.
They're so pretty. Oh my
I
gosh.
do.
Military mom, I've never been a fan of hair cast bags because I know those bags would not wear well. No, especially not in Florida. If you have a great deal of humidity, not so much. I live in the middle of Texas where the humidity is low.
Yeah.
Um, sem- I'm in a semi-arid environment versus tropical or subtropical.
Here,
Lin-
the deer hair stays better on the deer. It doesn't
yeah, yeah.
work well in the
Moisture is the
humidity.
enemy.
Yeah.
Luxational says, Jackie, I sent you a picture of the bags with the exact place it sits in your you want to show. Oh yeah, sure. Let me see if I can. Um, Brian says I love Meredith's new ostrich bag. I love her bag, her capucine named Gwendolyn or Gwen. Oh, that her most expensive bag in her collection bag. I mean, let me see if I can navigate away from this and did I
What's a
even connect this
Barclay, Linda?
style of coach
Oh,
Instagram?
you
Oh,
know,
Luxacial, did you send that to my cell phone or to my Instagram?
I wear my skunk fur all the time, but I'm constantly worried about getting it wet.
The connection is slow, super slow. Come on, Instagram, work faster. I'm using an old. Are you okay? So I can't look up that right now because I'm on my phone. That's the thing. I need to set this up better. Next time I'll be prepared. Locational. Um, I don't have my Instagram logged in here, and can I remember my passwords? No, where are my passwords? Right there in my phone, and I see that you just sent me to my cell phone, which I can't show because I'm filming on. It's just first world problems, guys. These legit first world problems.
This setup is great if the audio was better, if we had like real microphones and stuff, because my phone is sitting just above my monitor. And then I logged in on my monitor so I can read the chat real big because I'm old and blind in one eye and, you know, and I
Well, I
hobble.
do
Just kidding.
have. I'll work on getting my microphone connected to my cell phone and see if that works because I do have them right next to each other. Or just get a better headset.
A better
You
headset.
know,
Mine's a Beats. I don't know how I sound to everybody, but
you sound great.
there's a skunk peekaboo, and you should send me a picture of that. I like that. I love skunks. Did you know that I read they're actively watching the skunks evolve. They're evolving out of their stripes.
Really?
Yes,
Into just solid black?
yes.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Huh. Well, Linda Paso sent me a thing today saying that China is taking all their panda bears back, all
Oh
over
yeah, they are.
globally.
Oh,
I'm
they
like,
are.
man, I am
It's just
sad.
they're just sending a message.
Yeah, if you want to visit the panda bears, they're our national treasure. Come visit China. That's how I'm viewing this. Okay, so before I get too far down the road, anybody looking for a newer Coach bag, this little lady, this is the Surf and Mint collaboration, all leather, steel tote 22.
That's
She is
cute.
up for grabs.
Is that yours?
Yeah, this is mine. Yeah.
Just kidding.
So
I found this on the side of the road, and I would just like to sell it now.
I am gullible. I am gullible. Leave me alone. Don't tease me. So this retailed at
That's cute.
550. Anybody who would like it for 300, and if you really love it and 300 is too much, let me know. We can talk about it. I'm negotiable. I just need to pay a bill, and YouTube so far is not paying me. So this bag gotta go. if anybody wants it. If not, let me know. Or if you do, let me know. I should say.
Somebody will probably really like that.
I don't know. I've tried to sell it before for around for 350. I think I was selling it before, and they wanted it. They just don't want it for 350,
I'll show
even
you what
though
I
it
did to
was
my surfing
550.
mitt.
Yeah. Um,
I'm walking
it
away
sucks.
again
And
because I'm rude.
Luxacial says it sucks. It sucks. I climb in the freezers at the grocery store. You know what I do at the grocery store, Luxacial? I ask people walking by to get stuff for me
I do the
because
same thing.
I'm like,
Excuse me,
sir, can you
sir.
please reach that? Of course, that might be
Okay,
different
so
where you're at, but down here, people are pretty. They like helping, so it actually makes tall people really happy when you ask them to help. Chess
I
Chris's,
love this bag.
I
It's cute because I wear a lot of denim and black, so it makes
yeah,
sense. And I wore it on
yeah.
my birthday, and I hate these clasps
Do they come
because
undone?
they come on. I came undone, and the other thing I got for my birthday was a brand new iPhone. And I
Oh
walked. I
no.
had to stop at Walgreens to get something. Walking out the door, going to the car, this thing flies off, hits the pavement. It lands like this, and my phone slid out to right here. So I lucked out, but oh, it made me mad. So I put tie straps on it first, little clear tie straps. But now I have dental rubber bands to give it more tension.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And in the chat, guys, I can't believe how many of y'all are climbing shelves in the grocery store. You know how dangerous that is? Safety, safety first. Ask for help. Just
It's not very
seriously.
becoming to die in the grocery store.
No! I'm worried for your safety. And also, Chef Chris, I have a silver panda bear also because I love silver panda bears. Love them.
Oh, I love panda bears. That was my daughter's nickname that she somehow acquired in high school, and it just kind of stuck. At school, we didn't name her
This is what I have to live with. She's staring at me.
that.
She's like, "Is there food?" I have to change my cord over to my iPad because it's a little bit on the I'm dying. Um, I forgot to charge it last night, and it's like, okay, okay, I get it. You need some more juice. Got it. I don't know why I
It's
even
not
got
that uncommon to die from being hit in the back of the legs with carts.
Mr.
That's from
Watson
chats with Chris.
is the best. Um, he is very. I love pugs now that I have one. Here's the
But he
tour of
looks
my
so
living room.
judgmental. He's
Oh,
just
very,
judging you.
very. This is the rest of the house, guys. Tour of the mess. Um, this is so half my living room has become my YouTubing corner. So I'm in the process of transitioning all of my cosmetics out here too, and this is going to become my half of the living room um, of just stuff. Um,
So you have 2 or 3 bedrooms there.
we actually have um, 4 bedroom house, but
4. But you have
two of the
somebody
rooms
living with
are
you.
my two of the
Right.
rooms are my mother-in-law's.
So
So
you have a
she
two
has
bedroom that you're living in.
essentially.
Yeah.
So, and the other bedroom is my husband's game room and his collection, which are gun cabinets. So originally, I was going to
Okay,
film in
so the
there.
living room's yours.
So I was like, I don't know if we should really be filming showing off our gun collection because they're glass front cabinets. And I'm like, I know we're Texans and it's kind of normal here, but it's not normal everywhere. So maybe
We're in
let's not
Florida.
show
It's
off.
normal.
Yeah, let's not show off the gun collection. And um, so I have half the living room, and I just hang out here with the dogs anyway. Because James, right now he's not out here. He's in his game room or the bedroom. He's either playing. He hasn't really been gaming that much. And I mean, I already stole his equipment for his computer gaming. He used to Twitch. He used to stream on Twitch, so I have all of his streaming equipment and his streaming computer, and it wasn't being used. So I'm like, you know what? I am just going to go and do YouTube. Here we are.
I
But
don't.
Facial says I have a lazy husband. Before I ask him anything, he'll say, "Hard did
How
you
hard
try?
did you
How hard did
try
you try?"
first?
Linda Passos, so
Evil.
you're kicked. Oh yeah, I was kicked into the living room. And here's the thing, guys. I also have a 400 square foot shed. So shed might be a misnomer. It's really an outbuilding because there's a foundation, there's a
That's an
frame.
outbuilding. Yeah.
Yes, an outbuilding. So it's
Oh.
electrified and air conditioned, but
Ooh.
it's full of my father's estate. So 5 years ago, my dad died. He left me the executor, and he didn't want an estate sale. The problem was after his death and before we could do anything with the house, there was a huge water damage thing happened. So abatement happened and everything was packed up and shipped out to a warehouse. So everything is in everything.
Oh.
Like I have papers from 1960 next to a 2001 phone bill. And my father kept every
Oh.
pay and leave statement in the military for 31 years and 9 months.
Oh.
Every.
From
He has
what your
all the
father
documents.
did, the most valuable thing to me, if he was my dad, would be all of his military paperwork, which is going to take forever to go through.
Yeah, and there's declassified documents, but I just don't want to throw them out. Like I feel like I
Right.
should shed these or shred these. So I have a 400 square foot shed full of documents, essentially. And I'll have like pictures from 1930 from my great grandmother, next
Yeah.
to like again a utility bill from 19 something because he kept
70.
everything. Oh, it's like it's a nightmare. And
Yeah.
now 5 years in, I feel like I'm finally can face the hoard, but the long term plan is for me to have a shed that's all gaming, all this stuff you can see is supposed to go there so that I can have a house again.
Oh.
So the gun collection, the gaming collection, all the board games and all the bags, all supposed to be in a shed designed to house it. And then we can have a guest room again, you know? But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. It's already been 5 years. Plan. D, you're here. D is also in Florida, guys. So I have a lot of Florida friends. Y'all found me, and then
Heidi,
I'm very.
Heidi, Heidi.
What is it? Oh, speaking about the fashion bunker, because we said the word bunker.
I
My
love
super
graveyard shift.
Jacob puzzle. Isn't this
Yeah,
cool?
it is cool.
Linda Passos, Jesus. So last week, Jackie had no idea who you were. She wasn't second tier. Yeah, I didn't know who you were. Jesus, I thought I'm like, well, who's Devil, and who's Deb, and who's uh, believe me, Linda Passos explained. I was like, oh, they're the same person. Okay, I was like, I thought it was three different people.
Who's
For those
Ivana? Is
who
that
for my Ivana is My Pursuit of Happiness.
my
She
pursuit of
also
that's what I
has a
thought.
YouTube channel. This is a
Yes.
whole group of
I
content
watch
creators,
her.
guys. Huh?
I
I love
watch her.
her.
These are all the people that I watch.
Yeah, we're all friends. Well, we're all hanging out with each other anyway. Jesus has
But
changed
I
my
am
name 5 times.
out of it today.
Oh,
Aw, thank you.
yeah.
Good
Yeah, I
gravy.
just like hanging out with everybody on, especially on a Friday, because my end of the work week, I was like, I am ready to go home. I am done with this. And again, I live rural. All my friends live an hour away from where I live. Forget where I work. So I
I just
used to
moved
be able to,
rural. We're
yeah,
rural
when
sisters now.
when
You
I
saw
lived
it.
in the city, like the real city with like people and friends, I would be able to go do stuff after work and hang out with them and see
Yes.
my sister or go to
Yes.
dinner and have a life. And
Yes.
now it's like, well, I'll have to find new friends. And I did this, guys, to actually talk to my other friends, my like real life friends, like people I know in life, not just through the internet, to hang out with them. None of them watch, except for Lynn, decorating my mini Christmas tree and listening. Woohoo! D. Higginbotham, I am so done after working on a Friday. Yeah, me too. I just want to hang out and talk. I don't want to go anywhere or do anything. I don't even want to go to the pizza joint. Um, and Linda Passos, Jesus, I can't change mine yet because it's my late father's surname. Otherwise, I already had done it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Wawa is a gas station. They have excellent coffee. They have their own branded coffee. I love their coffee. Um, but here's the thing. Okay, so y'all who don't live in Texas, when we drive through, when we drove through Louisiana, Mississippi, part of Alabama, and Florida recently, uh, it
Yay!
is all of the roads there, the highways are just highways with trees lining them, or swamps if you're depending where you're at. And all of the food and conveniences are in the gas stations. So here in Texas, you just get off the road and there's a billion restaurants. In Mississippi and Louisiana and even Florida, no. You have to actually go to a gas station. You have to get off the road, go
Yeah,
out a little bit of the way, find the gas station, and then food is actually not just convenience store food, but like ready-made sandwich shops and meals are in gas stations. Like that is where people go. That is actually the hangout. I'm like, this is so weird.
yes.
This is so weird.
Did you see the
And
way Rick? Did you see the way Rich Lux pronounced Bucky's?
oh no, I didn't. I don't actually watch him anymore because he drives me nuts. I used to watch
Uh,
him, but he's so snarky. It's a little too snarky. But what did he say? How did he say Bucky? You know, he's from Houston. He should know how to
uh,
say Bucky. Yeah.
Bushies, Boosies. I don't know what he said. He said
He is
Bushies
from
or something like
Houston.
that.
He knows exactly how to say Bucky. Um,
He's trying to get away from his raisin.
yeah. Military mom says I want to go to. I got a Wawa gift card for my birthday. Yes, because they have the best coffee.
Oh, Wawa's
Um,
awesome. I'm
Pizza
nothing
says
against
Linda
Wawa.
Passos.
It's just that's the
Yeah, it's it.
oh
It's it. Uh, since I've been to your neck of the woods, you did move to the boondocks. You know, it comes in handy, Linda S. No more Howard Johnsons. Yes, no more Howard Johnsons. I don't even think I've seen a Howard Johnson. Or did they call it the Hojo? Going to the Hojo because they didn't even
yeah.
want to say Howard Johnson. It was too long. Does anyone else keep up with
It's so long.
Teresa Ramirez? I don't know who Teresa Ramirez is. Send me a link, chat with Chris. I want to know. Yeah, no more
Well, the
Hojos.
thing of it is,
Yeah,
I'll know who people are once I click and realize, oh yeah, I'm already subscribed to them. But I'm kind of a ditz.
yeah. This is something else I learned about YouTube. So YouTube will unsubscribe your subs if the subs who have subscribed to you don't actually watch your content. So a lot of times I just sub people and maybe it doesn't come up
Oh,
or so that's why people say people are being unsubscribed. It's actually a YouTube thing. They're doing that on purpose. Jesus, my childhood is dead. Oh, Chris Chappaquid's formerly the woman with the
oh,
largest closet. Oh, I need to see that. My pursuit of happiness. We are
oh.
getting a new Wawa here in Indy. Um, I've never heard of it. Oh my goodness, you've never heard? Okay, the Wawa has a kitchen in there that you can order sub sandwiches,
Yes,
and they have like the best coffee. Truly, very good.
yes.
Um,
I make great
Chris,
coffee at home, but if he's going down to the Wawa, I got to get in the truck and go to the Wawa too because I got to go get
D
coffee.
D Higginbotham. Um, Jesus, entire chunks of my childhood are dead. Don't think of it that way. Think of it as evolution of look at all the cool new stuff, okay? Because man, when we think about the stuff that's no longer here, it's sad. I was going to talk about this actually about um, memories because I was talking with some of my Thai friends about the last time I was in Thailand was in 2004 or three, somewhere around there. And I wanted to take my husband, but I said, James, look, my memory of my childhood, those places do not exist anymore. I mean, physically, yes. Geographically, yes, they're still there. But what I wanted to show you and share with you, the experiences, those are gone. Those are just in my
Yeah,
memory because
you can never
they
go
are
home
just
again.
you can't go home again. And I was thinking about this because my father had gone to Paris in the 50s, the first time he was in Paris, and in the mid to late 50s. And I said, Dad, why don't you go back to Paris? You always talk so wonderfully about Paris. He goes, Jackie, and I didn't know this at the time because I was a young kiddo in the teenage years of we think we know everything, but we don't. And he had said, it's not the same as when it was when I went there. So I'd rather have my memories of what Paris was like in the 50s than look and see what it's turned into. And now that I'm 43, I'm like, I get what he's saying.
I
Your
get it.
perspective has changed. Like literally, your perspective has
Yes.
changed.
Yes.
Military mom. Yeah, I wish YouTube would stop meddling with us. I agree, and they don't tell us. Like they tell you like some stuff as a content creator. They'll send you a little newsletter. Like this is what we're changing after they've changed it. After they changed the rules. This is what happened. I think September when a bunch of content creators lost their channels because all of a sudden the content they had been showing, which was okay, was not okay. Instead of telling them, oh, by the way, we switched this over, so all the stuff that you had previously shown, we allowed. Now we don't allow those, and now you've lost your channel. Oh, I'm so sorry. Go through this automated system. I'm like, what? And that's why I'm super careful because I listen to what other people say. It's all a myth. It's all a myth because you don't know what happens until it happens to somebody else. You know. Um,
Wow, the chat's gotten so existential.
what I miss.
I go on Google Maps sometimes and get sad roaming the streets online. So much changes so fast.
I have done that. I have gone on Google and I have looked at the aerial imagery of places I grew up. That are they still there?
In
You
my
know.
dreams, I'm
And
still thin. Aren't we all?
oh yeah, I was never thin. Mm-mm. I was younger and lot less pain. But mm. D Higginbotham says, I hate autocorrect. Yes, Jesus, that's the reason why your name gives me so much grief because every time I try to type it in when I'm in the bunker, it wants to correct it to something else, not
I
Jesus.
was never thinking. I hate autocorrect. I dream in color. Thanks, Dee.
Linda Passos, I love to be who I am right now. Don't miss the past. Only the people I can no longer hug. Yeah, that's right. Um, Linda P, I really, Chris, I tried to notice color. My first color in dreams was orange.
Okay, this is
um,
just weird. I have never not dreamt in color. So I'm not.
I've dreamt in black and
Explain
white
me.
before. Mhm. Yeah, I actually dream a lot. I sleep poorly, and part of that, I've done a sleep test. I have sleep apnea, part of one of my bazillion list of things that's wrong with me, and because of that, I dream a lot because I'm constantly in that state of waking, and that's really
Hmm.
where the dream cycle is. And I am not a huge fan of some of my dreams because um, anxiety shows up in my dreams in I dream of the past. I'm at my grandmother's house and my dad is giving me a lecture. I'm late for school. I'm failing a test or my brakes don't work. These are my classic
Oh,
Jackie, you were
okay.
stressed. Every time I have those
That is
dreams,
stressful
I am
dreams. Because I can tell
stressed.
you this. I don't. I'm not in my dreams. I dream movies.
Mm.
I don't. I'm not even in them. I'm just watching. Yeah, most of the
Yeah,
time.
it's because of my sleep cycle is awful, which is why I can remember all my dreams. And people are like, "You should have a sleep diary." I'm like, "No, then I have to wake up too much. I would rather just forget them." And I do. I can remember the gist, but not like the details. Um, D. Higginbotham says, "Chris, most of my dreams make me wake up and think, oh,
What the fuck
WTF
was
was
that?
that?" I agree.
Oh,
I
I'll
agree.
say it.
Yeah, I agree. You don't remember. It's so I'll go to bed and I'll wake up and I'll like when I tell you I bought this at 3 a.m. That is
Yeah,
legitimately the truth.
that's
That is the
dangerous.
truth. That is me shopping on eBay and I forgot I put a bid down.
You need to
It's like,
take all of
oh,
your apps that you are able to shop with off of whatever you're sleeping with.
you and my husband agree completely.
It's dangerous.
If
Isn't
y'all
safe.
saw my today's my first video today, which is my only actually scheduled video for December, which was Estee Lauder, um, I had a lot of cool feedback on that. This is the face cream, which I couldn't. I kept picking up the eye cream. So this is the eye cream, and this is the face cream, and they're really good. I like this stuff. But the only problem I have with um, Estee Lauder, which is why I'm not a huge fan, is I don't like jar components because jar components allow oxygen and bacteria to go right here with your fingers using it. So I prefer pumps in my cosmetics, and I don't know why they're still doing glass containers with this old school. I just don't get it. Yes. But I was looking. I almost okay. Oh, I have. Okay, I'm just making sure James is in the room. I almost bought a bag today for $400. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. But I went to the website. I
Why?
looked it
What
up.
was it? Why was it? Why was so
I can't.
tempting?
It's the okay. I want the Coach Bandit shoulder bag, not the little crossbody, but the shoulder bag.
The one with the
And it's
two
in
long
the
straps.
no. This is the one that has oh, it's in the other room. It's a rectangular bag, a lot like well, just a rectangular bag, but it has the two metal hoops at the top, and it has a threaded handle, and it's really pretty. It's just really pretty, but it's about this big, yay big,
Oh.
and but it's in the denim blue from Saks. So Saks got the denim blue. Coach.com didn't get the denim blue. Saks did. And it might be one of those only exclusives to Saks. I don't know. But it's like on sale 30% off right now. Normally it's 550. It's on sale for 385. I went there, put it in my cart. I looked at it. They had Karna. I'm like, I could do payments. I'm like, Jackie, if I do one more payment thing, James is going if I bring one more $400 bag in this house, James is gonna be like, you need to get 3 jobs. Forget 2 jobs. Get 3 jobs because we can't keep paying these things. So I'm like,
Exactly.
oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
But it was rough.
I
Yeah.
really want a bag
Um.
that's on sale right now too, but I'm not going to buy it. I
Which.
wanted another. I used to have a barrel bag from Dooney, back
Mhm.
the old the original in back in the 80s, the all weather bags. I really want one. It's on
Oh.
sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, the barrel
Yeah.
bag, and I
I've
want it
seen that one.
in the white and tan because I think it looks really cool. I have one of the duck bags in the same color, white and tan, but I'm not going to buy anything. I've decided I'm not buying anything.
Ivana says she wants the bandit shoulder bag too. Yes, I do. But here's the thing: those shoulder bags start at 550. So 30% off. They're 385. If you wait a little bit longer, I've seen them go down to a little bit less than 385, but not by much. And normally they're seasonal colors. And I have a couple used ones I'm tracking on eBay for about 220. But I know if I wait another year, the
Yeah,
craze will be done, and they will be all down. People will be selling them off because they're tired of them for about 200 to 2.5, which is a lot more palatable than 4 plus tax and shipping. You know, so
patience is
I'm
a
like,
virtue.
I just have
Yes,
to wait. I have to wait.
yes.
Um, Chef of Chris says paid off credit card instead of buying a new bag. Still not. I missed. Oh, I went too fast. Where'd it go? Um, wow, that was a huge jump. Oh, he took off the. This is about a new bag. Still not convinced I did the right thing, but I made my husband happy, so that's what counts. Yes. Which bag was it though, Chris? I want to know which bag you gave up to pay off that credit card. Jesus, self control, working on it. Yeah, I'm working on that all the time. So, D Higginbotham, I had to put
What
three
does
LV
that
bags.
mean, Dee?
LV,
I had to put
um,
3 LVs and a Chanel bag to cover auto work?
oh, she had to. I think that means she sold those, or it was fix the car or buy the bag. We had that problem too. When the
Ah,
Poppers,
they're up for sale.
majority of my Doonies are from the 80s and they are amazing too. Chef's Chris, the Coach upcrafted steel tip 40 with horse and carriage print. Really?
Oh,
I didn't know that was on your radar, Chris. You'll find that again. The
yeah.
problem I have with the Coach upcrafted is they cost more than the original. They'll take
Yeah.
a field tote. They'll take a field tote like this, and it was originally 550. They'll do something to it and say it's now 650. I'm like, guys, upcrafted, and shouldn't you be a little bit? I mean, I know they did more to it, but I'm every time I see one, I look at the price. I'm like, no, you know. Oh, D says they're up for sale. I get that. I get that. Like, look, guys, this is up for sale. If anybody wants one, but here's the thing. People want this bag. They like this bag. I'm in 3 or 4 different Coach, Coach Gone Rogue. I'm in 2 other for love of handbags. 2 or 3 other just
Right. Yeah, but
Facebook groups, right?
people things just aren't
And
moving right now because nobody's buying
I can't
anything
even do
anywhere. I
trade.
mean, the stores were just empty on Black Friday.
Yeah, I can't even do trading right now. So somebody was saying, "Are my prices just wrong?" And I wrote her back, says, "No, your prices are great, but look, you're having to compete with brand new bags from Coach half off.
Yeah.
They went on a
Yeah.
Black Friday sale, and they're still on sale. They just
Oh
called
yeah.
them the holiday sale.
Mhm.
Normally the end of season sale is literally the end of season, not the peak season.
I
December
knew
is
they weren't going
do
to
or
end the
die
sales.
month.
Was they?
Yeah, Chat with Chris says, yeah, it was 650. It was 400. Um, yeah, exactly. For a bag that if you turned around and wanted to, let's say in a year you didn't want that upcrafted bag again, you'd have a hard pressed time selling that for 200. Forget the 650 you paid for it. Because originally a field tote 40 is $400, and if I can go to Coach.com right now and get the Pillow Madisons on sale for $200, nobody trying to sell their Pillow Madison is going to make that unless somebody specifically wants that color. Because right now they
Exactly.
have the black one and the white one on sale at Coach.com.
You need
Um,
to use Craigslist, Chris. It's just what you got to do. Unfortunately, you need a truck or at least 2 guys in a truck to help you.
yeah. So Chris says I also need some new furniture. So like I know in the back of my head my new bed would be more worthwhile. I also need a new sofa. Why are sofas Okay, what sofa are you looking at for $4,500? That's a very expensive sofa. Um, she just says I think Black Friday is never gonna end this year. No, I don't think it is. I think
I
the Black
don't
Friday
either.
sales are gonna go straight. Um,
I think
I
they're just
mean,
going to flat start dropping prices.
there's so much stuff on Coach boutique site that is half off. Half off. I'm like, normally the
Yeah,
boutique site only does 30% off. And then after 30%, maybe 40%, after 40% it goes to outlet. And then at outlet it just goes bye bye. It goes somewhere else. That's how we get these bags at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and all these other stores, is they're wholesaling them out. I suspect most of those bags are coming from department stores wholesaling them out to other stores, not from the Coach themselves. D. Higginbotham from a Black Friday. Yep. And so you have all these people trying to resell something that's used for a reasonable amount of money 3 months ago. Now can't move them at all.
nope.
Um,
I've watched bags on Fashion File for a long time, and I've watched bags now for the past 4 months just sit. They don't move.
Sheriff of Chris, I get you about the weight thing. I absolutely get you. Furniture. My sister. We need to talk offline. My sister used to sell furniture. She can tell you all about the construction of furniture, so she can help you find the right furniture that will support you guys. It's the truth.
You
Um,
have better furniture out west because you have manufacturers out west that use real wood.
yes, yeah, we do. Um,
I used to live in Oklahoma when I was stationed at Tinker. The furniture there is phenomenal, and it's cheaper than all this mainstream stuff all over the rest of the United States.
D. Higginbotham says there's nothing on the Coach boutique I want right now. There isn't because of the color palette. I don't really find the fall winter color palette to my um, colors of choice. I prefer blues and pinks and bright colors, and I don't need another white bag. I don't want another neutral bag. I don't want another black bag in general. So what's going to tempt me are the seasonal colors. Coach with Coach is always the seasonal colors for me. If I want a classic color, I'm going to go to Dooney. They're way more consistent. Well, Linda Passos, I don't think you want anything current at Coach. You are a serious old school. It has to be, pre 19 something, pre current century. Yes, of Chris. If
If
we had a car,
okay,
we would. If we had a car, it'd be better off because we'd go to the wholesalers for one. May end up making a trip to one soon. Yeah, instead of doing department store furniture. Oh, D Higginbotham, what green one did you get? Inquiring minds need to know. Um, I actually keep looking at the. Well, of course, I want the bandit shoulder bag. If I could pick any bag, and I love the jean color, but if I could have bought the bandit shoulder bag in the Surfer Mint collection that Yoda Style has, and I've asked to buy it from her, and she won't let me have it, or the sports blue, which they don't have anymore, I would be so happy. Um, that's the only thing that has me pull the trigger on buying things from Coach Boutique, just because I know that color will just not be there. Yeah. Linda Pass was wrong. I got something yesterday from 2023. Oh, I, you did? Linda, for some reason I'm thinking of the gnome. What did you get from 2023? Oh, the gnome was from. We talk too much, Linda. I don't know all the Lindas. I love that I have three Lindas. it's it's small things in life. But no, I think we're in the permanent sale mode because even with I tracked. Oh, the boutique notebook. I forgot. Yes,
oh,
Linda Passos got the run. She didn't even know, guys. She didn't even know. She showed it to me. I'm like,
don't talk about anything
you got
notebooks or
that?
planners.
You got that notebook? Jolie, you can't buy it. It's okay. Because it's
Oh,
sold
okay.
out.
As long as it's nothing I
Yeah,
can buy.
yeah, you can't buy it. So she got it off eBay. It's the lip print summer collection that they came out with. That was that runway collection that they pre-launched and you could get for like a minute. It's like a $90 notebook cover from the boutique. The lip print is the only one I like. Linda Passos has the most amazing cosmetic collection, and she just loves lipstick. So she saw it and she bought it, and I'm like, how much did you spend for that? Where did you find it? We can't find it here for under $100 anywhere. And she got it like across the pond for like under 20 pounds. I'm like, yeah. Um, Chris says, as a Chris, funny for me because I'm used to seeing a few Chris's everywhere. Yeah, Chris's are everywhere. Chris is a very popular
Yeah.
name. Um, I'm normally the only Jackie. No, 15 pounds. She got it for 15 pounds. I'm like, my dog is staring at me, and I finally have figured out why he's staring
15
at me.
pounds, that's like $75. I'm just kidding.
No, it's not. I have a chicken Happy Meal right here. He's staring at me because he knows that there's a Happy Meal right here. I'm
Well,
like,
you steal it.
why is my dog staring at me? Oh yeah, he thinks he knows I have food. He's watching. He is literally watching. His head is moving with the box.
Is that the new
Oh man.
adult Happy Meal?
Yeah, I think no, it's not the.
The
I
one with the
don't know
butt
what that
plugs?
actually.
Sorry,
What
you
stays
remember
in
that
the bunker
conversation.
is in the bunker, okay? Nobody else knows what you're talking about but a few people who were in that Wednesday show. So if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, the Super Jacob's live show on Wednesday, guys, I'm sorry. That's where that came from.
The adult
Um,
Happy Meal. And everybody
D.
started putting
Higgins,
stuff in the adult Happy Meal. Oh my
D.
gosh.
Higginbotham says, I have a carry in Amazon green, the Dufflet in forest green, and the Lana bag in the green color block. Oh, I love that Lana. I like the carry also. Jesus, babysitting the food. Yes, yes, my dog is babysitting the food. Grandma shares. Grandma shares her French fries. They know what French fries are, and they're like, "You will give me a French fry if I look at you very cute and adoringly." Don't work on me. Um, Linda passes. Oh, and I was going to ask if you have food there. Mr. Watson knows. Yeah, he knows. He knows. I have iced tea, and I have a Happy Meal of chicken nuggets and French fries, apple slices, and what I really want in this. So here are the nuggets, and man, his face is going that way.
And Mr.
That's
Watson
hilarious.
says, no beep, Sherlock. I know you got some
Wait.
food over
Oh,
there.
yes. This is what I want because I am a big kid, guys. I'm a big kid. Y'all know I have toys and stuffed animals, and this is not a surprise to anybody who watches this show. So they have the Disney 100 at McDonald's. So when James was
Oh,
like,
that's why
"What
you
do
went
you?"
to McDonald's.
Yes. Oh, they get me every time. They get me every time. So let's
I
see
was
what I
at
got.
Walgreens and I saw the little Mickey and Minnie in the silver for 100, and I
Yes.
thought, I bet Jackie has these. And the next video, they're in the background. It's just,
So let's see what I got. I have. Oh, I have the red panda from Red, and oh, I have a baby Pluto and a panda bear. Look how cute. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and collect more. Oh my god, they have so many
wow.
cute things. They have if these are all the characters, um, I'm gonna be getting a bunch of Happy Meals, or I have got to find the Loki.
My earphones
I
are falling
don't
apart on my
I
shirt.
don't
There we go.
don't need any. Can I just go to McDonald's and buy the toys? And then when we were at the McDonald's and I saw that they had the Disney 100, I'm like,
Oh
I
no.
need, I need.
Need, need, need.
Oh,
My daughter,
um,
who's now 34, they used to give out Beanie Babies when she was a kid in the Happy Meals. I used to drive her around to all the McDonald's and let her go ball pit diving. She would come up with so many Beanie Babies. She got a huge collection.
tell me if that's too loud. If it's too loud to chewing, I'll stop eating.
Just eat your food.
You
It's a
can't go to
mukbang.
McDonald's for the food; it's inedible. I do eat the chicken nuggets. You know, I don't actually like their hamburgers. I like the chicken nuggets. I also go to there's a barbecue place here in San Antonio called Bill Miller's, pretty big franchise, and everybody goes to the
D.
barbecue. I always get the chicken. I always get the fried chicken. They're like, why are you going to the barbecue place for the fried chicken? Because have you tried their fried chicken? It's way better than the barbecue. You know. Yep, boo buckets. I
Just the
remember the
mention
flaws.
of the word barbecue infuriates my husband. He goes, people say, do you like barbecue? He's like, what does that mean? The sauce? They
That's a
round it
good
all
point.
into like one thing.
Yeah, because in Texas, barbecue is beef, mostly beef brisket, and
Yeah,
in North, in like Mississippi, barbecue means pork. It's a pork
exactly.
barbecue.
Completely different.
And my coworker, he's from South Africa. It's completely different there too. It's like I'm like, really? We talk about these weird colloquialisms. They're like, well, what's barbecue to you? Even at two. Oh my gosh, Linda, if you need to go to sleep, do not have me keep you up. Tomorrow it's gonna be a late day too. You know
It's
what
Friday
Super
night.
Jacob
She's
is,
having a good time, she's
but
throwing it back, having a party.
at least,
Yeah.
well, at least we're talking at like a reasonable hour ish for America because when it's like for me it's 9 o'clock. So for you, what 10 o'clock at night, Jolie?
For me, it's an hour ahead. I'm an hour ahead of you.
Yes, it's 10.
Oh yeah.
Reasonable. I have gone to sleep listening to Jacob and woken
Oh
up
yeah.
listening to Jacob several
Yeah.
times because he's like he's literally a vampire. Um, um, Jack by taxi. No, no, yes, yes, yes. Okay, yes. I know. Thank you for hanging out with me, all my peeps. Thank you so much. You guys make my week and my day so much better. Like I was talking to Winnie BLV, and I told her if it wasn't for YouTube, I would have lost my sanity this year. This year has been a
Yes.
nightmare. Oh yeah. I mean, it's just this. I mean, 2023 started off. We went on a cruise in January. Phenomenal cruise, great time. We thought this was gonna be a great year, and then the roof had to be repaired, $3,000. Then that's my deductible, right? And then my mother-in-law ended up in the hospital for a month, and nightmare. And then our water heater went out. Our car had to have a new engine. Our dog ended up having like $1,600 worth of medical bills. I was doing dental stuff for $1,800. Groceries. We're not even talking about groceries. This is just like month after month after month. Like my house is only 5 years old. Like why am I replacing my roof? Why am
Yeah.
I having to replace my water heater?
Why are you
Um,
replacing your roof? Exactly.
yeah, and then it turns out all the people in my cul-de-sac have replaced their roofs because when they installed them, they were doing it on the quick and dirty side, and even though we
Yep.
can't prove it, everybody in the cul-de-sac had to replace 25-year shingles in 5 years. You know, like yes, but there's no correlation.
Oh yeah, there's no correlation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No
Chef
correlation
Chris
whatsoever.
sometimes she says if someone fall asleep or whatnot, sellers and wake up to them still streaming. Yep. D Higginbotham, work on Wednesdays when Dakin went live. That's nope for me. Jesus is the dumpster fire. Yes, this whole like is crazy, crazy. When it costs. I was talking to my friend. She's Thai and she's going to Thailand to visit her family. And I said, well, how much does it cost now to go? Like when I went back in 2003, 2004, whatever year it was about $2,200 for me to fly economy round trip from Texas. Now it's $4,000 and that's off season. I was just watching it, and like I didn't know that there was such a thing as a shower in an airplane until I watched Meredith's blog, and I'm like, what? That happens? Like not on a private airplane, but on a commercial? And then I was watching this world traveler doing. I had to stop watching it because I'm like, this is just like there's luxury and decadence, and then there's whatever was happening. I was like, how much can that cost to that first class ticket? I'm like, if last class tickets cost, what are you showing me, Jolie?
I'm showing it to Chris. You just keep talking.
But then on Saturday, I didn't saw the pre-show. Only saw today because he started at 4:30 a.m. Oh yeah, because he did that during the daytime. I actually appreciate him going early. I can listen to live streams at work during work as long as I'm working and listening. I just can't chat. Actually, I'm in quite a lot of lives. I just don't chat in them because I'm not really actively looking and reading the chat. So I'm listening, which is why I constantly try to actually read the chat so people can follow along who aren't looking at the chat screen. Um, Chef Chris asks, "Is that a Paloma bag?" Very nice. So chat Chris, I'm a fan of her jewelry. Who's Paloma? I'm missing
I'm
something.
into Paloma Picasso bags. They're from the 90s. I have five.
Cool. I have, I have to look this up now. D. Higginbotham, Jacob is erratic in his start times. He must be traveling. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna. I was grocery shopping with Jacob. Went live on Wednesday. Linda S says, "Jesus, ooh, I have the perfume, the Picasso." That's where I've seen that. I've seen that name because Paloma Picasso. I've seen that perfume. That's how I know that. I'm actually, as I said, I found YouTube first through perfume and how to clean bags, and I have a lot of perfume, and James truly he did ask me to stop buying perfume because he doesn't really like it. Now the bags he hasn't gotten there yet. I'm self-imposing the bag limits because I know the state of the union of our finances that I can't just keep buying stuff,
The
and
State of
I
the
have this.
Union.
Yeah, the state of the union. Whenever we have an issue, like we have to have a budgeting conference, like, and he has
Yes.
to remind me that we have a budget, and like I know you're ignoring that we have a budget, but you can't keep going past the budget. There's a finite amount of dollars, you know. Um, did she work with Tiffany? I think my daughter has a piece of jewelry from that line. Pablo Picasso. I'm not familiar with that
Yes.
product line,
Paloma
Jolie.
Picasso. They still have her pieces with the X's at Tiffany. Yeah.
I I really was looking at the Hermes. The other $400 item I didn't buy. Actually, it was $500. I was looking at an Hermes sterling silver bracelet because I really have decided I want one. And then after looking at all the prices and actually going to Hermes and looking at the prices, I have decided that I don't. I might want one, but I'm not going to get one because oh my goodness, the used prices were about $500, and the new prices were like $1,000. I'm like, it's sterling silver. It's still sterling silver. And I know there should be some type of brand cost of that, but I'm like, no, I can't. I can't do it. Artisan made stuff. So this is Native American. This one and this one is Patrick Marvos. This is handmade too. So and I mean and I'll this is to buy this one new today is $500. So I'm not saying that, but that's new. Where I was looking to buy a used one for $600, and the new one was over $1,000. So I'm not saying there isn't value in artist-made things that are sterling silver, but there's still a metal value, a craftsman
Yeah.
value, and then just a ridiculous upcharge. You know, it's like I understand that you think, and to many people it is worth over $1,000, but I, who have a lot of Native American jewelry and handmade jewelry and jewelry made by artisans, I look at that. I'm like, that is one of how many you produced, how often. I don't know if I want to be in that club, you know. So I don't have one. I didn't buy it. I looked at it. I really want one. If someone gifted it to me, I'd be happy, but I'm not going to try and find one.
I used to wear, there's a little jump ring there because I had a heart that I had on here too, but I used to wear this chain all the time from Tiffany.
Oh,
See how tarnished it is? I need
yes.
to, but the reason is because the reason I stopped wearing it is because this bracelet matches it. And I was at
Mhm.
break at work one day, and this charm got caught in the top of the table, the
Yeah.
picnic table. We were outside, and look what it did to the ends.
Mangled.
Pulled
You
it
know they can't
straight up.
replace that. They can't
And so
replace
I
that,
got to
but I'm
send it
sure.
off to Tiffany, but they're LVMH now, so they're probably not going to replace it for me. But I can pay to have it replaced because I like wearing this set.
D. Higginbotham says, I would like an Hermes silver bracelet. I don't want the drop. Oh, yeah. The Chocolate Kiss says,
Yeah,
you get more for your bucks if you forego the
the
branded
branded
stuff. Yes.
stuff.
This
Yeah,
is my only Birkin.
you do, but the Tiffany jewelry's really heavy. I love my Tiffany earrings.
I have Tiffany jewelry. What I have left of my Tiffany jewelry is I'll have to wear it on my next live. It's actually really
These are
cool,
Tiffany.
but it's pre LVMH, you know.
That's
And this is
that's cute.
my only Birkin,
I have
and
the
it's gonna
we
stay.
and non. We non. I always put the non on my blind eye side. We non.
Yeah. Tiffany used to have best aftercare services. So I went to the Tiffany store in San Antonio to have them do a repair, and they wouldn't do it because they said that their policy, even though it was handcrafted in New York, the craftsmen that did that no longer do that, and the enamel that they use now is plated enamel through an
Yeah, they
electronic
don't do
process.
enamel
So they
repairs.
don't do the hand enamel anymore. Mine was a hand enamel. And then when I got into the car, I was so upset. It flew off my wrist. I swear it just disappeared. $300 bracelet gone, never found again. Somewhere in my car. I said, I'll find it. I'll find it. Never found it. I still think to this day that it went into my sister's bag because her bag was right there. But my sister's a squirrel. She has so much stuff. She would never find it unless I took everything out of that bag. I just want to choose to believe that it's living somewhere in her house rather than being gone. You know. Um, Chester Chris, I love getting the free earring backs and polishing. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think
When
we'll
I
get
lived
free anything
closer, but
anymore.
it's like 3 hours to a Tiffany.
But I really I for me it's about an hour and a half. I actually did sell um my Tiffany jewelry and I had Tiffany watch. I had the Atlantis watch and the Atlantis ring. I still might have one of those. And I had because I like that whole, not Atlantis, Atlas, the Atlas collection. I really liked it, and I still like it. They don't make it anymore. And what I have left are like the Return to Tiffany heart pendant and a few little charms, a bar charm,
Yeah.
and things that they're fun, they're cute, but yeah. Chatsworth
I'll
Chris, I
send my
used to live
stuff to you,
20.
Chris, and you can get it all fixed and shined up for me, okay?
Well, okay, so for people who my skin polish is sterling because I have high acidity, but once the way you keep
Yeah.
sterling silver pretty is you polish it, and as soon as you take it off, you use a polishing cloth, polish it, and put it in a Ziploc bag. It's oxygen that's causing the tarnishing. So
Yeah.
if you
This
store
doesn't
it,
do the trick.
no, you have to
Look what
store
it
it in
did.
a
Brown.
zipper. Yeah, and you actually can buy because I used to have sterling silverware. I recently sold it, but I had it for 3 years and I loved it. But I was the only one using it and cleaning it.
I'm
And
using
my
it tarnished
husband.
because it looks so punk. I love it.
So
I'm
you
using
can get
silver punk. I'm using
there's a
silver.
fabric. There's a fabric you can buy that's lined with silver anti tarnishing. And that will help if you're well you like the tarnish. So, but I grew up with sterling plated coffee and tea sets. As I said, my mom's a
Yeah.
socialite, so we had to. I spent so
Polish
much of my
it.
youth polishing sterling silver, the shaping things, all the cooks and buffet things, and all the coffee and teapot things,
Oh,
and
Oliver
oh,
Twist. So sorry for you
I
polishing
know.
your silver.
My mother's silver. My mother's silver. And you know what? Even she didn't want it after a while. Even she changed over from
Yeah.
other stuff. She now uses porcelain. She has a porcelain coffee and tea service. Um, I don't know, but do um, so yeah, so you polish your silver. It's the oil from your hand and the oxygen that causes the tarnishing. It's oxidation essentially of of the metal of the silver. Some sterling silver will have a coating. Anything that says sterling silver rhodium plated, rhodium is the coating. Rhodium is
Hmm.
what they combine with yellow gold to make white gold because gold is in one color. Gold, the color gold is the element, and then to make white gold, if they're including rhodium in the gold to make this is a white gold. So white gold over time will yellow. Um, what else I have?
Hmm.
This one right here. This little one right here. That is palladium, which is not the same as platinum, but in the same vein. And that one will stay whiter. And if you can tell it's super white. That first ring, it's very white because that's actually the color of the metal. Where sterling silver is a little bit less bright, and then This is stainless steel, which is the grayest. But yeah, so gold is gold. There's no such thing as white gold. And in America, carat gold is just a blend of alloys with the gold to make it stronger because 24 karat gold is very, which I grew up with 24 karat gold, bought gold, because in Asia
Soft. Yeah.
we like the yellow, and I came to America and I'm like, what's wrong with the gold? And mom was like,
It's
everybody
mixed.
thought we were walking around with super fake gaudy jewelry, and we're walking around with like
Yeah.
one bought necklaces. But it's just cultural, you know. Linda at Paso says, I love old silver everything, especially from 150 years ago. Love Victorian silver. I don't have any Victorian silver. I would love to get some Victorian silver. I think that'd be cool. Um, Chat with Chris. Now that I collect silver and gold and such, I'm very tempted to make my own bling. Yeah.
Yeah.
My one of my Jesus says I like 18 karat gold. So like gold, I have. Okay, so this cross right here is like the only gold I have, like gold. This is 10 karat. So it's not that bright, but it's very sturdy. I am wearing stainless steel necklaces because I sleep with these on. I shower with these on. They and I end up tugging them. So I cannot tell you how many gold chains and silver chains I have just destroyed. So I have changed over to stainless steel. So I'm all about the mixed metals. So this is
Titanium's the
the
best, but I don't recommend actually wearing it because it's dangerous. If you come in
especially
with a,
rings.
yeah, in the ER with a titanium ring, our ring cutters can't get that off. I mean, it's not coming off. You're losing your finger. It's not good.
Yep. Linda Passos, I have 24 karat gold jewelry. Chat with Chris says I have been looking at Crucible online. Uh, Smelting your own metal is dangerous. Safety gear
Smelting,
always.
yeah.
Yeah. Always safety first, Chris. For everything you're looking up, look how to protect yourself. I have a friend who does jewelry making. It is awesome, but it can
Dangerous.
it's not just dangerous. The tooling you have to eventually get, it's very expensive. So I'm not raining on your parade. I'm not setting you up to fail. I'm just saying, look at the safety features you need if you want to get a crucible. Hmm. Um,
It was another smelting incident.
Jesus is Stainless is a life scent. Chuck says, I have everything from Edwardian 10K gold to molten 24 karat gold in my. Wow. I want to see what Edwardian jewelry looks like. Linda P. In the middle of the night with this night owl. Says Chris, I wouldn't do it in my own home. Yeah, well, yeah, you probably couldn't because of insurance and liability issues. Um, I'll be
Yeah,
looking
people
to do
have
it at a
gotten
local.
arrested for smelting in their garage.
Yeah. Um, I have lots of Victorian and Edwardian jewelry. I don't have any, honestly. I don't see it. So that whole Asian thing about not keeping old things that includes jewelry. Like my house is like full of antiques. It drives my mother crazy because I have like the clock you can kind of see right there is a couple hundred years old. Um, yeah, mom not too happy, but my grandparents collected old things, and I inherited those things from my father's estate. We just have a lot of things that are old. And people now they're like, you should get rid of that. I have a friend who's a minimalist. My house drives her completely crazy to the point we go to her house.
She's like, I can't think in here.
Oh no, she has to do this. She can't. She my the let me. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna change the camera around, and you're gonna see my desk. This is uh.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Did it switch? Nope. Switch. Do you see this? This is what the other side of the desk looks like. There's salt, there's perfume, there's lipstick, there's jewelry boxes, there's
A Tiffany
makeup.
lamp.
Well, yeah, that's the one that's over there. Yes, I love Tiffany. That's my favorite piece of artwork in my house. It's one of the only ones I bought, and we still have him.
Oh
He's been
yes.
here he's been here the whole time.
He
He's
needs a
like,
pair of glasses. He's so cute. He needs a pair of wire rimmed glasses and a bow
and this is
tie.
my 30-year-old sofa that I got for free that I keep having to put covers on because my dogs sleep on it. This is the custom made piece of furniture for my dog that he sleeps on, the little dude. I made it for the Great Dane. The Great Dane sleeps on the couch. It's like, okay, whatever. You know, be picky. Um, my Great Dane's with James because he's like, I'm with Dad. Um, I've okay. Last week I waited for Jacob till 4 a.m. Still have one more hour. Oh my gosh, Linda.
I'll be
So
right back.
patient. Yeah.
I'm gonna leave my
Uh,
headset here so you don't hear the
okay.
flash.
Waiting for the chicken. I know that's what he knows they're there. And here's the thing: if I give him them, he will. What I want to do is tell my husband to come over here and go to their dog hole so they don't associate treats with me because then they're going to be like, oh, if I stand here and look long enough, you'll give me something to eat. No, no, no. Um, waiting for the lamps are expensive. I tried to buy one from a bar. They wanted 5K. Okay, though these are not actually Tiffany. They're in the Tiffany style. So these are not originals. These are reproductions. So only thing called a Tiffany lamp is a Tiffany lamp. Anything in the look of a Tiffany lamp is called Tiffany style, right? So both of these lamps. But these used to be popular. I got these um, pre-pandemic. This one, the one that you saw with the dragonflies, was $88. I don't know why or how I got that deal. This one I think was $130, but you can't buy them now for that. Now the same lamp, because it's not of the current fashion, it's not modern. It's like a $300 lamp. You know, Chef Chris, I believe the ones at the bar was True Tiffany is expensive, very expensive, and how they make them is fascinating. It truly is. It's very labor intensive. They honestly looking again, it's one of those things. It's economy of scale. When it's popular and everybody wants one, then it's everywhere and it's like cheap, right? But now that they're not popular, they're kind of rare. It takes a lot of time to make them. They're more expensive. It's just the way it is. Yeah, it was labeled made at Tiffany. Nice. We actually had a Tiffany lamp, a tabletop lamp, that was a reproduction. It was beautiful, and even at the reproduction, it was expensive, and it was stolen. You know, a lot of stuff got stolen out of my dad's house. Just the way it is.
Wow.
Um, yeah, my dad. He says with the military, every single move he ever did, things were stolen,
Oh yeah.
broken and stolen. He was a
Oh
pro at
yeah.
packing because he did not trust he packed better. And he was also because of that he was a box hoarder and packing material hoarder. We had a crate like a stack about 3 stacks tall of moving blankets that he would refuse to get rid of because he was like, we're gonna need them. Even though our last house we lived in for from 1993 and when he died in 2019 2018. Yeah, he lived from 1993 to 2018 in the same house. He still kept all the packing material.
Oh
He's
wow.
We were trying to get same man who kept every pay and leave statement, for 31 years. Um, we would find the original boxes for stereos we no longer had because we had gotten rid of the stereos, but he kept all the packing material because this is how you want to ship this again is in the original packaging with the styrofoam that's made for that stereo or radio or whatever electronics. Like he had every box ever. It was a nightmare. So I have a 400
Wow.
square foot, shed.
I
Um,
know what
just
lamp you're talking about, Chris. That's from my
oh yeah,
childhood.
hmm yeah. And now you don't see stained glass. You don't really see it in bars even. It's all the whole look has changed to more. modern minimalist, or like industrial. Industrial is the new look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we all live in factories.
I was just
Those
talking
used
to
to
my
hang
friend.
in the Pizza Huts when Pizza Huts used to be the fun place to go and do family dinners and stuff and have the bar and the waitresses and the crushed ice was the best at Pizza Hut. Oh, it's all gone now. Whatever.
Yes,
I'm just getting
you don't
old.
even see them in churches these days. Yeah, the upkeep for stained glass is expensive. Um,
Yeah.
I
Any
was
stained
just
glass
talking
in
to my
there?
coworker, and we were talking about this because of Tesla, Google, um, Facebook. Uh, we I work, as I say, I live in Central Texas. I work in Austin. This is not a secret. Um, as a state worker in a state agency, they're all in Austin. Almost all of them. So in Austin, Tesla has moved in, and they're building a Tesla. We call it jokingly that Tesla's town, because it's pretty much turning into, he's building another town essentially,
Yeah.
and it's kind of that company store. So Google and what's the Oracle, they have they've made their campuses to be destination places to stay. So they have your lodging nearby, you have food, you have restaurants, you have everything on the compound. Facebook over in not Florida, California has done this, and so they're trying to do this as the next new thing. Like, it isn't exactly new. We did
The
this before.
compound or is it a camp?
we've
Yeah.
done this. We've done this before, called the company town and the company strip
Yeah,
and the company
we have.
store, and coal mines have done it. Uh,
Yes. Doesn't
Steel
work.
factories have done it. Ford Village is a Ford Village. Uh, this is not new. The Industrial Revolution did it first, and it didn't really
Yes.
succeed too well. And
Nope.
now modern tech, Silicon Valley, and now just new tech, they're trying to do it, and the young people are like, "This is so cool! This is awesome! I don't have to go
No,
anywhere."
they don't know.
It
You pull 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Yeah. I owe
and they're
my soul
young.
to the company store.
Yeah, so the young folks moving and doing these tech jobs, because tech jobs tend to be revolving doors and almost like contract. You get hired for the job and you go do that job, and it's great for them because they're single, they're young, and they're for them it's perfect. It's when you have stopped being single and young and you need a little bit more stability and you don't want to move everywhere with contract, and you need, then that's when you realize the company store is not that great, you
Nope.
know?
Everything's gig work. You're
Yep.
disposable.
If you don't
And
happen
you're
on the
walking
internet,
right
it didn't
into it
happen.
thinking, this is great. But it
Yeah.
also means you get nothing. You
Well,
can't.
Pastor Chris says if it didn't happen on the internet, it didn't happen. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. And I'm very much aware, becoming more and more aware now that although I feel like I'm just talking with my closest friends, my new closest friends, I am on the internet. So people do see this later that have just wandered in, wandered out. It's really interesting because right now my analytics are showing me that we have 20 people in the chat or in this live, and there's 16 thumbs up. But after the live stream is over, the analytics will show me that there was like, oh, you've had 200 people coming in and out. So it's like sometimes I forget that even though I'm talking to Chris and Linda and the same people, that Jesus, thank you for hanging out with me. All you people hanging out with me, thank you. But not everybody chats. A lot of people do what I do is they log in and they listen. And so sometimes it's like I have to remember that as Linda passes, that reminds me not everything should, you don't have to talk about everything. Although I kind of do. um, Linda P says, yes, social people support the bottom line. That's the truth. Linda Paso 17 now forgot when arrived. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it went up at one point. It had about 25 people in the earlier on when there was earlier in the night. Chris, Chef Chris, I've been working my way through the dishes and my cocktail as I listened. Yes, that's all. And yours
I did
has
the
been
dishes
quite a bit.
earlier.
Yeah, I have so many dishes to do. I have okay, so once a month I have a housekeeper come by because I need all the help I can get. I am horrible at house cleaning. Horrible. I grew up with housemaids and nannies and a driver. This is not good for learning how to do chores later in life. My mom always says like, what? My mom is a super house house person. She does all her own house cleaning, but when we were young, it was nannies and everything. So we didn't really learn. And then she divorced, so we were like 11, 12. So those crucial years of and then my dad hired another nanny, and then because as a single parent, he's like, "You're 11. I just can't leave you at home alone." By the time we were 13, it was okay, but 11 and 12, he had a nanny, and then we had a housekeeper come through because he wasn't going to clean the house. Have two kids. He did do our laundry, so we had to, and then we had to learn how to do laundry and learn how to cook and learn how. So I can cook, I can do laundry, I can clean kind of, but not really clean. So my housekeeper, she says my house is her, I'm her only client. She does this just for me because she's my friend and she's like she used to own a business but she doesn't do house cleaning as a business anymore. She said my house is a challenge for her and she enjoys the challenge because for her this is fun. I'm like you are insane woman and I love you.
I'll come clean your
Ugh.
house, Chris. Keep paying me. Where do you live? Just put it out there on the
Yeah,
internet for everybody to see.
somewhere but I've been robbed by house cleaners before, like companies, like the companies that
Oh
come,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, several times. Like my first wedding set was stolen that way. I had other
Mm.
jewelry stolen that way. And I kind
I
of
had small things taken that way.
every time things get stolen, I kind of view it my philosophy is they must have really needed that item or the money
Yeah,
it got from it because
yeah.
the I think the karma balance is just like I couldn't do it. Um, I can't. I can't steal. I can't. I felt guilty for. I think I had put a pencil in my pocket once because I was holding it and just put it in my pocket out of the way, and then I left the store without paying it. I had to go back and pay for it.
Right.
25 cent pencil. So, just the way it is. Um, Jessica says I've been robbed to the worst now. Seriously, don't even really have friends over. Oh no. Yeah,
Oh
I don't.
my.
I've had my friends steal from me. Well, we're not friends anymore. We were in high school.
Ew.
Turns out he was like a klepto. He took like
Such a
a
bad feeling.
a gold and I've had actually a ruby ring stolen, a gold and garnet ring stolen, a wedding set stolen. Off the
Hmm.
top of my head, those are the things, and they were all expensive, but and
That
that's
was
why I
all
kind
when
of just
she was
have
visiting me right there at the table. I just stole it all.
it's just they're just things, right? They're just things, and that's how I kind of view it. Like they're precious things. I love my things, but I feel like if someone's going through that much effort to take them,
Yeah, I don't get
um,
it. Yeah,
I'm just
it's
like, and you know
if
how
you
much
need money,
pawn
just
shops give
ask.
you?
Don't steal.
Yeah, pawn shops don't give you much for gold.
No.
So if you've never been to a pawn shop, what you get when you pawn something is the precious metal value. So if you pawn a gold item, is the weight of the gold. If there's diamonds in
Yeah.
it, there's no value to that because you can't.
No, no,
They're
no.
not
Because they can't
gemologists.
classify your diamonds. Yeah.
They're only giving you what the So the best place to go buy jewelry is at a
It's
pawn
pawn
shop.
shops. Yeah.
I go to pawn shops all the time to buy jewelry. It's not where you want to unload jewelry. You're gonna get like $20, you know, and they're gonna turn around and sell it for like 300. And I'm not exaggerating about the $20, by the way. Um, it was worth more to
Oh, I
me.
know.
It was silver, yeah. I did get it back, but I had to buy it back from. Oh wow, that's really bad, Chris. Hmm.
Hi, Andrea V. Wash, wash, wash your clothes and then they do the dishes. I don't know.
Well, D says I ordered one of my mini blinds from Walmart. They sent me a case of mini blinds and charged me for one. I took the rest back to Walmart and they were confused. Yes, because if
A
they send it to
case.
you in shipping, it's yours. Amazon will say the same thing. If you order one thing and they send you five, they say keep the five. They don't understand. Places like Walmart and Amazon that have distribution centers, as far as they're concerned, they sent you one item, and that other thing is something that gets lost in inventory, and it's a write off. Yeah. Chat with Chris. I also don't like that occasionally I can't find something and I have to think back to that time and wonder if it was stolen. Yeah, my dad always had to. He always was so suspicious that he says, "Oh, it was. We've had so much stuff stolen from us." So I'm just like, Dad, then it was stolen, you know. And the worst part was he'll insist something was stolen, and then we'll find it 5 years later. I'm like, Dad, remember this thing you thought was stolen? It's right here, you know. So I just prefer not to think things are stolen, and I just feel like I must have lost it or I gave it away. I give a lot of things away, so it's probably I just gave it away and forgot. Um, this is also why I will never be wealthy. I will never have generational wealth. I will never be a gazillionaire. You don't become a gazillionaire working for the state, and you giving things away is not the way it goes. Um, yeah. D says I just couldn't keep the others. I would feel guilty if I did. Yeah, it's just the way it is. It's just free.
On their
Was
scale, it's such a small thing.
yeah, which doesn't. Well, unfortunately, what it caused to happen is all of these errors in shipping, or tracking, or just employee theft. Eventually, you as a consumer, you pay for it. I was
Oh yeah.
listening to She's a Posh. I don't know if you listened to She's a Posh. She had a whole series on her Rebag saga. So she was a diamond level member with Rebag, which is a really high um, shop a lot.
So they're a
Yeah.
pyramid scheme.
No, no, no. So Rebag, you know about Rebag, the consignment store? Did you hear?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm laughing. Yes, yes, and no. You're right. So what I was telling, I think I wrote it in her comments because she did another uh, video today about her rebag, and she went and joined Indeed and not Indeed, the Glassdoor, I think, or Glass Ceiling, or whatever that thing is, where employees will post things where they don't like about the company. Normally former employees, so she read some stuff that they were talking about rebag, and I said the only way for companies like Rebag to succeed and be wealthy is you're exploiting everybody. You're
Oh
exploiting the
yeah.
client who is
Exactly.
consigning. You're exploiting
Yes.
your employees who are in processing. You're exploiting the postal system because they now say they don't insure anything in shipping, um, because they've had so much loss in shipping that they probably lost the postal service if we won't insure you anymore. So you're sending a $3,000 bag for consignment. They say they never got it because in their warehouse, the shipping and receiving, the employees are just taking it because they can, or they're losing it in tracking. So the only way you can follow an item from cradle to grave is in processing how you inventory it in, where you put it after inventory so you can find it again. And basically they're moving too fast, they're losing things, and they say, oh, it's lost in shipping. And it's not, and they're just stealing and they're exploiting. There is nothing is People are taking
Okay.
the lowball offers, and then they're
Yeah.
getting screwed over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do a little like, you know how, well, first of all, American healthcare is, I've been working in it for too long, so I have a lot that I could say about it. But we always had this problem in the OR because, especially when I worked in trauma, is we use a lot of things like open sterile items, and
Mhm.
each item has an item number, and the patient has to be charged for it. So you have to write it down somewhere, or keep track, or when we begged them and begged them, put scanners on that stuff for us, you know. So I see, like, and then a lot of it we would just, it's just loss. It's just loss to get through the case. I mean, but it's not like that anymore. I think they finally put scanners on everything so they don't get all that loss.
I have the happiest pug right now.
Did you give him a did you give him a McNugget or an apple?
He's on a diet plan. He doesn't need any more nuggets. Linda Paso says she saw that video. Yeah. Um, I think the it's apples. Oh, Lynn, Starlight, hi. Let me show you, Lynn. Um, I'm going to switch the camera again. Come on, anytime now. He's been staring at me for 2 hours. I had to give him an apple slice.
He's a
I,
dedicated creeper.
yeah. So they were apples. Yeah, he's been staring at me for 2 hours. Like, because I have a Happy Meal right here. There's actually nuggets and French fries in here, which are his favorite food. He's a pug. Pugs are walking stomachs. You can feed them and they'll be like, oh,
Apparently they're
we eat
walking
more.
farters too. They just eat and fart.
That too. Mm-hmm. Oh, Winnie! Hey, Winnie!
What the
Winnie,
heck?
so we go live every Friday. So, but this is our first Friday with Jolee and I. And we're hopefully it's going to be a thing on Fridays. Jolee and I are going to go live. It works out well. I talk a lot.
You're still doing fine. I just interrupt you every once in a while.
Starlight says I will eat McNuggets even if they are made out of.
Sofas and politicians.
Oh. Linda Passos, not completely. Now that we have a problem with carriers, shipping sometimes is starting to become a nightmare. Even everything gets lost. Not. I was talking to the UPS people. Porch
You're
pirates,
right.
huge deal. Apparently, I mean, I'm like, what the heck? I've been fortunate because I have a very deep access into my house that the packages get really close, and we have the Ring doorbell. But you know what? The carriers sometimes they don't want to be on camera, and they can see it, so they only come halfway up the walkway, and they put the package down.
Oh, I have a little story. My parents live in this little bitty town in northeastern Alabama. They retired north from Florida in Georgia. It's near Alabama. It's like right on the Georgia Alabama line. All of a sudden, I can't send them stuff anymore. It'll come back undeliverable from the United States Post Office and from UPS. And I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And my mom just put up a thing on Facebook that said, now if we don't have our PO box written on our mail, like they wanted to get a PO box because they don't want to deliver when it's iced over roads. But if they don't put the PO box on the regular house address, now they're just not going to deliver anymore. So I don't know what's going on.
That's weird.
But it is.
And some places don't even deliver to PO boxes. You know, there's
Right.
some things that's like,
If it's
nope,
a PO box, we're
sorry.
not delivering. No.
Where did I put my lipstick? See, this happens to me. I just put on that lipstick earlier, and oh, there it is, behind the bag.
Are you referring to bands, Winnie, or just kink and madness in general?
What did I miss? What did he say?
She says, I love kink and madness. There are the Kinks and Madness. Those are both 80s bands.
Old Navy stuff keeps getting sent back to Old Navy. It's like they can't deliver to me. Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, I'm sending a package overseas that's come back. Um, it came back. I repacked it and we just sent it back. So hopefully it will make it through the holiday craziness. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't follow tracking when it comes to postal because I have literally had packages tell me, "Oh, it's in Hawaii." I'm like, it's delivered." I'm like, "You didn't really go to Hawaii." Because it's just like I don't live in Hawaii. So, um, bands in
I
general.
I don't know. They've lived there for over a decade. I've been delivered stuff I got for them has been
Jurisdictions.
delivered to them in the past. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, I had an aunt living. She's no longer in life, but she lived in Morris, Connecticut. Connecticut, I swear, is the most expensive to mail anything to.
Oh, really?
Apparently, I mailed stuff through the U.S. Postal Service. It's cheaper. I actually used UPS once. It was so expensive, and it was still cheaper to use Amazon Prime to mail stuff than actually going to
Right.
the post office and mailing it. Because where she lived was so far away from a distribution center, even for the U.S. Post Office. I've mailed stuff to. If you live in a big city, you get a lot of things cheaper because you're a major import export whatever point. But small rural America, you're paying more. It's almost like
Oh,
domestic
yes,
or
they are.
international. Yeah, so
It's
domestic's like
absurd.
yeah,
There are two
crazy.
Americas. I mean,
Hmm.
there's like the
Hmm.
suburbia or the city and suburban where everything's cheaper, and then there's rural. Everything is, oh my God, the Publix here is just ripping people
Robbing,
off. It's so much cheaper
robbing.
in town. Oh, it's just
Hmm.
robbing them blind.
But you can if you can't get to town, then you're shopping at the local store. Uh,
Hmm.
and that's what they say about, of course, the geography major. We talked about placelessness and things about food deserts because it's not that there isn't food near them, but you're looking food within a walking radius, and
Right.
most of the food stores were beyond the walking radius. So if you don't have a car or transportation, you're stuck with the convenience store, and that's what they're
And
talking about when they talk about food deserts.
a
It's
lot
not
of the
that like
food deserts are in the states that grow all the food.
yeah, because most grocery stores have become centralized and based on transportation points. So unless you have most grocery stores are mega stores now. They're not small
Yeah.
grocery stores. They used to have neighborhood grocery stores. Now they're all giant superstores. So they only have so many of those within so many miles, and they have to be based on parking and access. So if you don't have those things, then the local stores, which are going to be more expensive because it's smaller amount of goods coming in, it's not a major corporation. It's normally all those convenience stores are actually owned by franchise owners, so they're individual owners, not the giant grocer, And it's hard to get the food, and it costs more, and it's
Yes.
normally non-perishable goods, which means low in nutrition, high in calories.
Yes.
I know I'm preaching to the choir,
Yeah.
but that's what we're talking about.
I
Um,
think they need to teach kids that when they put a cartoon on a box, let's say that you're selling something that's not even meat, but yet your spokesperson is a tiger who doesn't eat meat but says they're great, he's probably lying to you.
oh, Chester says I opened a DoorDash case credit card because it was ordering so much, but lots of issues with not having a car. Yes, no way for me to walk to the store. Lyft and Uber are more than the the upcharge. Yep. Chester Chris, I opened. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah. Totally.
sad.
Totally. Transportation is huge, and cars are very expensive. In Texas, you literally cannot live without having. I mean, you can live without having a car, obviously, but it's harder. Everything is so much harder, and a lot of the amenities for saving money are actually like membership stores, like Costco or Sam's, where you have to again have access, have a membership, and get there. You know, my sister used to date a guy, and he was really cool guy, and it didn't work out. But they were inner city, and they didn't really have a car, so they would use her car and do a grocery run every once in a while, and that was a huge deal because getting groceries you can take on the bus is different than the groceries you can put in your car. So the cost for items are different. You can get things in bulk. Just economy.
In 2000, it had to be 2016. We went to Germany, and I was staying in Hamburg, and my husband had to work. It was a work trip, but I just went along so I could go to Hamburg. I went to the Louis there and bought a little thing, but and traveled around the city not knowing German, but it's so easy to figure out. It's just easy. They make it easy to figure out. I took a backpack and would go to the grocery store. We would just walk to the grocery store. The food was so much cheaper and so much better. I mean, and just throw it all in the back. Everything's walkable because you're in a city. And I couldn't
And
believe the
I live
price of
now that I
cheese.
live in a small town, and my small town still has 12,000 people, so it's still not even a small town. It's pretty. It's 12,000 in the city limits. If you include the surrounding areas, it's growing. I have like three neighborhoods growing up right next to where I live, which has been like, whoa. My friends have come to visit and are like, what happened? Like, we're actually going to expand past the major highway, which is like,
Yeah.
you know, so it's much harder to move on to happier topics. Let's talk about dogs and cats. I'm trying to convince my husband that we need to get a puppy. My friend has a puppy, 8 to 12 week old female pug puppy, and I said, James, please don't just say no. Think about it. I think what he's going to tell me is we can't deal with a puppy. Um, but I'm like, it's a pug. It's a girl pug. Watson needs a friend. But we'll see. I'll work on him. So
Yeah.
once our last pet died before we got Watson, it was 2 months. 2 months in, and I said, James, we are getting another pet now.
Cheer
And
yourself up with, yeah.
he's like, I'm not ready. I'm like,
Yeah.
I need a pet now. Our entire marriage, we've always had dogs, and it's the first time we didn't have any dogs, and we missed not just worrying over something all the time, but also just not having being greeted in our house every day.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
dogs
Okay.
are like, oh, cats are like, oh, feed me, pet me, meow. They're adorable, but you pet them in the wrong spot, and they're like, no, no,
Oh,
not there. Dogs are like, I love dogs, I just do, and I was a cat person first. My twin has 5 cats, 5. So whenever I need a cat fix, I just go to her house. You know,
I was a
um,
dog person my whole life. It was my Scottish fold that did me in. He acted like a
mm,
dog.
D. Higginbotham, I have survived the loss of 2 cats. I can't have a home without a. Yeah,
A
it's
lot of people are like
um.
that. My parents are like that. My sister is like that.
Well,
I'm okay right now without one.
what I was told was this is how I kind of dealt with it. I said like we always think our pets should last as long as we do because we love
Yeah,
them,
okay,
but
yeah.
this is God's way so that we can share
Deal
our
with
life with
pain.
more pets.
Oh, okay.
I'm like I still would rather just have my dog forever. But uh,
Exactly.
since they do have a shorter lifespan, I guess I can share the love with more pets. And they're all different. I've had so many dogs. Each one is different. They've all been different breeds, but um, they have such funny personalities. Uh,
Yes, they're great. My
this
husband
says I've
brought
been.
home, my first husband brought home 2 kittens from a warehouse one time, and our Dalmatian, who had been fixed, started lactating to feed the kittens. So that was a whole interesting experience watching the dog, watching watching the dog
That's amazing.
um, produce milk for the cats. It was cool, and it,
Oh,
yeah,
interesting. Watching myself on the replay is weird because there's a delay. By the time you guys see this, there's been a little bit of delay. Um, Chef Chris, my husband and I only adopt senior dogs from killed shelters, and what it really means is we get our hearts broken more often than not. That's true. Senior
yeah.
dogs, we do the same thing alone and no one to. Oh man, Luna will now can't see. Okay, there goes the happiness. Um,
I need a
Winnie will
fur
be.
baby. I
I
lost
won't
one.
wait. Okay, Winnie, what do you mean you won't wait 2 weeks? Won't wait 2 weeks for what? I need a fur baby. Ah, I lost my. Yeah, yeah. We went 2 months and it was too much. We'll never not be with dogs. I just as long as we can take care of them. They're awfully expensive. My Great Dane truly is the most expensive dog we have ever owned. Because of the skin allergies. Not even not even anything else. It's just the skin allergies. He's actually on a steroid constantly now to deal with the allergies. He's on and he already has kidney disease. Not kidney. Yes, kidney disease. So my poor big dog is on borrowed time. Yeah, I agree.
That's Watson. Yeah.
That's Watson. Yeah. Anyhow, how are okay? This is December 1st. Vlogmas has started. I am already stressed out about Christmas. I am completely done shopping. I just now have to organize all the bags. And then now I'm thinking about do I clean my house and cook things or cook Christmas dinner or just go out and I
Go
don't want
out.
to have I don't want people over. I don't want to deal with trying to find seating for everybody. I don't want to deal with
No, go
cleaning my
out.
house. Um
Nobody ever said you had to make Christmas dinner.
yeah, Watson is now demanding chicken nuggets. Chef Chris, dogs are expensive, but have ever had to take chinchilla to a doctor? Ooh, any small animal is expensive to take to. I watched Sophie Soset, Sophie
Oh, the bunnies?
Soset. Her bunnies, yeah, bunnies are also very expensive, and they can just die suddenly for no reason. That's terrifying because I mean those are her children, those are her babies. It's like they just die. It's like what? You know what?
The first animal I ever had an incident with was learning to mow. I was 6 years old with a riding lawnmower in Indiana and a bunny's nest. And now we're just going to leave it there. We're not talking
Trauma,
about it anymore.
trauma, trauma.
We're just going to
Um,
stop it right there.
what happened?
I
Who
ran
is
over the bunny's
arriving?
nest. I
Oh,
didn't know.
oh, our neighbors. Honestly, it's not that anyone's coming over. It's just that our two neighbors. It's a weekend. I live on the party cul-de-sac, so
Oh,
when we looked at this house, guys, I'm like, this is an awesome house. This is great. We have a nice cul-de-sac. There's a nice bigger yard. It's a premium yard space. We didn't have to pay the premium price because of this was a somebody else designed and picked out this house, and their funding fell apart. So we were able to
oh,
come
yeah.
in and buy the house with all the upgrades being discounted. They just wanted to sell the house, right? They're like,
That's
we
nice.
need they had to close out the neighborhood by a certain date, or it was worth it to them not to pay the fees the city would levy on them for still being in the neighborhood. They have a get out by date, so they had to build all these houses, and we were at the end of the build out. We're the last cul-de-sac, and which I don't really like doing, being in the end of any neighborhood. But anyhow, we come into this house. And I'm like, this is a great house. This is awesome. None of the houses have people in them yet because this is the last cul-de-sac. Never, ever occurred to me about who moves in the cul-de-sacs, right? People with
Yeah,
children, right? Because the theory
yeah,
is cul-de-sacs are safer for kids to run around. No, it's not. It's
yeah.
not. Safety, not. Um, and parking's worse. Low visibility. Kids running all over the place. I have kids all over my neighborhood, and they're doing all the Christmas lights. I feel like I live next to, is it the Griswolds, the one with all
The
the,
crunks.
yeah, well, yeah, the
Yeah.
Crunks, whoever who has all the lights, and we are the lonely black house of desert of the void of lightlessness next to our houses that you could like see from outer space, right? And the whole cul-de-sac's like this. And what the dog probably heard is my neighbors. The kids are running around. People are partying. People are parked 3 deep in the. There's parked in the street on in a cul-de-sac like parts like pie wedges. It's like, y'all, it's like we are the old people in the neighborhood. We are the only people without kids in this cul-de-sac.
Okay, Granny.
Yeah, we are the Mrs. Kravitz. I am like, no, I am that person. I am that old cranky person. The neighbors
Get
know
off
us.
my lawn! Get off my
Our our back
lawn!
our backyard, our back fence is locked, right? So kids constantly are kicking balls into our backyard. But because of the dogs, we don't want the liability of somebody getting hurt. So nobody can get back into our back fence. So they'll knock on the door and they talk to my husband. We left our ball. In the summertime, it's the worst. Every day we come home to a soccer ball in our yard, in the backyard. So we have to liberate from the backyard and throw out. It's just like, yeah, I am seriously that old lady
Oh,
neighbor
I
that
knew
people
you. I knew
hate.
you growing up. Can't go in the
Yeah,
yard, can't climb her trees. I know you.
yeah, yeah. I feel sad for Sophie Sosette because she lost two of her bunnies and she loves her bunnies. Um, Lynn said, Lynn, you've been to my house. You know this cul-de-sac. We are the party town. Um, Winnie says you should craft more like making a t-shirt bag. You know, I
I was
have
gonna
thought about
make
doing that.
Jack one before with white paint on a navy blue, of course, shirt that said Jack's Bag Attack before she got here, but then I didn't get the stuff
You
in time.
moved. You
I was in
moved.
the middle of a move.
Yeah. But no, like, I thought about actually crafting on a live because, but then I can't do too many things and keep the chat and pay attention and. But I actually have a sewing machine. I like sewing. I'm not good at sewing. I never said I was good at sewing. I like sewing.
I have a
I would
sewing
love,
machine.
yeah.
The last
Um,
time I was sewing a lot, my daughter was a baby. She's now 34,
where does she live?
Pennsylvania.
Why so cold? How did she end up there and you're in Florida?
I have no idea.
I don't understand. Okay, I get it. Pennsylvania's beautiful. It's actually gorgeous. I have friends who've been up there. It's a beautiful place, great countryside, but I just don't like snow. I don't like being cold. I just
She grew up
don't.
in Florida. I'm sure she enjoys the snow.
I feel bad because James wants to live somewhere where there's seasons other than hot and hotter, and I want to move to the desert. And he's like, I'd be the first person to move to El Paso. I've actually said that, like, can we move to El Paso, New Mexico, Arizona? And he's like, oh, because I
Did
like the
you
desert.
survive in a desert? Wouldn't you like shrivel up to a crisp?
Well, with air conditioning, life is fine. But actually, in Arizona, it's very, very, very dry. I mean,
Well, yeah, that's what
seriously, I do have the world's driest skin, so I would probably have to slather myself in moisturizer. But um, it's not as bad as you think. Actually, the extremes in the desert, as long as you're in the shade, it's actually really pleasant. And my cousins live in Scottsdale, Arizona.
I went to basic training in Texas, and I'm from Florida, and I went during the winter, so the humidity's low
Yeah,
in San Antonio. And when I would run, I would get nosebleeds. The air was
too
just so
dry.
dry. Yeah,
Hmm. I'm used to it now. Like when I tell people who are going flying into Bangkok, I says,
that's
okay,
right,
now when
Dee.
you get off the airplane, when you get off the airplane in Bangkok, you're gonna feel like you're suffocating. That's normal because
Yeah,
it's
like somebody threw a wet
it's
blanket over
tropical.
you.
It's just so wet. The air is
Yeah,
so wet. It's just until you get used to it, you feel like you're like I am walking through poop. It's so wet. Things just. I mean, I don't miss tropics at all. That's why I say desert more than tropic. Um, D. Higginbotham, I hate snow. I'm a Florida born, and I want nothing to do with snow. I like visiting snow and looking at snow through a window.
yeah.
I don't want to drive in it.
It's
I don't want to
pretty
have
and
to
a
deal.
pain, and
Yeah, yeah. Like people who go skiing, they're visiting it. They're going skiing.
Oh
Chef of
my.
Chris says, I've been toying with movies, idea of movies in New York City because the only place where the rent prices are. I don't know. If you're watching um, Luxury Life in the Middle with Lisa, she's living in New York and she's going through this renovation process. And this, did you hear about the water issue in her condo? Like, I think it's a condo. It's like, I think in New York everybody has a condo, but so there was water issues from the building into their condo, and they're like on the 20 something floor, so they're not like at the bottom; they're in the middle. And she's had to do this huge water abatement thing, and she's trying to get tradespeople to remodel. She's a lawyer. Like if there's anybody who knows a contract, it's this woman. And her contractors walked out on her. I'm like, I don't know if I want to live anywhere near New York. Um,
Yikes.
Yeah, chance of Chris is because right now I'm paying a fortune without the benefits of a city like New York. Well, Linda Passos, oh, I love snow, miss Clerk Slim so much already, all white. Can't wait for the snow here. Chance of Chris, I would never live through a renovation. No, I can't. I've been through a renovation and it was outside. It wasn't even in my house. It was outside, and it was still too much. But she's I my cousins lived in Manhattan, uh, and he had a rent controlled apartment, and they actually ended up buying the apartment. He lived in that apartment the entire time he lived in New York because the cost of buying something bigger was just ridiculous, and he owned his condo. At the end, he owned it. Um, Chris says, I grew up in a condo in Philly, so I'm familiar with buildings not wanting to uphold their end of agreements and such. Always, yep, yep. D. Higginbotham. Try watching Cash Jordan. He has a real estate business in New York City. The prices must may be shocking. I don't. I can't. It's like uh I don't think it's worth it.
Mm-mm. Some
I
people
live in
really, really
rural.
love being that close to all those great
Hmm.
things because that's true. But I can visit there, New York. You know what I mean?
Well,
But
it,
I wanted, we wanted to get back out where we could have our own, no
no
association
neighbors.
laws, just our land around us. Yes,
Even
yes.
though we have neighbors, we don't have shared walls. Sharing walls is the worst
Oh,
thing living in
that's
apartments.
the worst. Yes.
Um, yeah. And it's mainly because, young kids, they can run and you sound like a herd of elephants. It's like, and they're young kids because only young kids do this. Um, and we are those, and in the dead of night, we would be sleeping and we could hear the baby crying from two apartments over. I'm like, I think these
Yeah.
walls are too thick. Um, Lisa
Chris has
is
a point
converting
though. If
two
he doesn't
flats
want to
into a
drive and you
condo.
don't want a car, the city's the best place to live. But if I had like, some downtowns are really cute in some of the smaller towns, like in Melbourne, downtown Melbourne, you could have everything that you needed in a little bitty walking distance and still not pay you New York prices. So you can get that elsewhere.
D D says, I don't want to live in New York City. I am happy here. Chris says, I have people below me next to me. It's awful. It is. I agree. Um, there's a mutual hate we all have for one another. Yes, that's called apartment
That's
cohabitating. Yeah.
sad.
Well,
Hmm.
yeah. James had a hate relationship with the neighbors, and the whole reason. Okay, when we lived in an apartment in 2006, 5 and 6, and the rent kept going up and up and up. And at the time, it was cheaper to get a mortgage than it was to pay rent.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what we
There was a
did.
time. Hmm.
And then, of course, we bought our house in '07, and '08 the bubble burst, and that was bad because our house
No,
went.
I remember.
And but we had a house, and then he got a job working in Austin. I'm like, dude, we just bought a house. You're gonna have to drive because the market's tanked. We can't even sell this house for what we bought it for, let alone move. So by the time the market came back, and by the time the all the area had grown up, and so now James was like, the commute that was an hour is now an hour and a half. Now it's 2.5 hours. I can't keep doing this. This is going to kill me. You have to move. We have to move. Either you're
Mm.
commuting to halfway, or we just need to go. You need to move and work in Austin. It's like, okay, I'll apply to Austin, and they took me, right, and I'm like, oh great, now I have to move, and we moved to we originally I wanted to move to Austin. I'm like, okay, we'll move to Austin. And I looked at Austin prices, and I'm like, I can't afford rent.
Uh-huh.
I and I wanted to live, and we had two dogs, right, two big dogs. One was a border collie, one was
You're
a
not finding
Catahoula.
anything cheap. Yeah.
Mm-mm. You can't find a thing. And that's why they said, well, if you don't have your dogs, you could, yeah, we could afford these really cool fancy condos. But which is what I was looking at. But at the end of the day, it was like, okay, we cared more about our pets than we did about living in the city. So
Well,
we looked for what was the easiest commuting option. Chris, I agree, my savings and such on bills and can't do a mortgage, but we will be back on. Yeah. Uh,
a mortgage is the goal. Yeah.
Mainly because it's cheaper. Um, and what's happened, and this is okay. My geography self is talking again, but when the bubble burst the first time, and people lost their homes, and they had to now find housing, they went into apartments. So then apartments became more sought after, harder to get. Rents would go up and up and up and up. And in Texas, most of our taxes is through property taxes, not income tax, because we don't have a state income tax. So they get their stuff through sales tax and property tax.
Give it away.
That's so same thing, right? So um, the apartment complexes now, renting an apartment now is more than a mortgage again.
Oh
It
yeah.
changed for a minute, but now people can't get houses because houses and lending have become so difficult that people can't buy a house. Like as I said, this house we bought in 2016, we bought it for under $200,000. It's now over $300,000 for something that was under $200,000 5 years ago. So none of the houses, and I'm not talking a mansion. We have a 1,600 square feet. It's a normal
Normal
size
size
house.
house.
Yeah,
Yeah. Four
it's
bedroom. Yeah.
hmm so we had been looking at like a 1,300 square feet house. Thank goodness I listened to
No.
James, and he told me no, because we had a 1,000 square foot house. So I figured 1,300 square feet is fine. And he's like, no, no,
Mm.
let's get up. And he was because originally we wanted a craft room for me, a game room for him, and one guest room. That was the goal. And
Well, you
uh,
got it. It just didn't work
we
out that
did.
way.
No. Now I have a living room.
Yeah.
Um, yes, Chester Chris, my friend's mortgage 2 blocks away from me is half my rent. Exactly. And because of what happened in the crash of '08, to buy a house now as a first time homeowner um, is still a little bit better. But see, here's the thing, guys, about living rural. And there's in America. Now, this is my experience. I am not a lawyer. I'm not a real estate agent. This could be different in your state. This is just my experience, guys. I have USDA loan, and you're like, what the heck? Yeah, there's something called a USDA loan. So living in an underutilized urban or rural area, um, I qualified for a zero down mortgage. It has
Yes.
private
Yeah.
mortgage insurance on it. It costs a little bit more on the back end, but on the front end, you can get into a house if you have credit appropriately without
Repopulate
having.
rural America.
Yes,
Zero
that's
percent interest loan.
that's what it is, and that's what we got. And I said, how is this possible? We're within like so many miles from this other major population area. He goes, yeah, but where you're at isn't. So that's how this area got re-energized again, because this is a railroad town that's near other areas, but it's off the beaten track, not on a major highway. It's on a state highway, not a major interstate highway. Um,
But you have
so
internet, and that is a problem in other areas.
yes, we have internet because we're close enough, but we don't have the cool fiber that everybody else has. But And I
I'm
said,
still here.
how can we qualify for this loan in this rural area that's still a town? But we did. So that's what you need to look at when you're looking for a house. There are programs out there for people who have don't have the 2% down or don't have the 4% down or whatever it is you need to qualify for a regular loan. I tell people I don't own my house; the bank does. I just pay them. It's really just rent in a different form. I will never pay off this house. I mean, we won't. I will have sold it and retired, not, and this will never be paid off. The dream of paying off my house, that's not my dream. My dream is, I kind of view even having a mortgage just perpetual rent. It's just I have more control over it. It doesn't just go up and up and up based on the whims of the landlord. I'm the landlord, and the bank is my financer.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we have 24 people. It looks like in the live though. So
It's Friday night. Let's party. All right. Subjects over here. Who's got a good subject?
I don't have any. We're talking mortgages. I think we have out of subject. We talked about fashion. We
You
talked
should
about
probably
makeup.
talk
We talked
about one
about
of those bags behind you. Hey, why don't you show them
oh,
that really pretty jack tote? Where'd you get that? I like that. That's nice.
you mean that one right there? That
Yeah.
one right there?
Yeah. You know that's real fox hair, by the way.
I did not know that.
I bought that
So
in
I
Canada. Yeah.
so I got this awesome cool bag with my. This is our first trade, right? Our first trade. Are you? Did you give
That
away
was
this bag too?
that was
The
that
bag
was our
that we
first
traded?
trade.
Yeah, with the Dooney
Yeah.
backpack. And then
Yes.
and then didn't
And
you?
then I gave you a Michael. I gave you a
Of
Mark
course. Yeah,
denim.
Marc Jacobs. Yeah, Marc Jacobs' a tote. It's over there. Which I can't remember what that was. But anyway, this is my favorite. This you guys, okay. For those who don't understand the collectability and the fight this bag would cause, I was on in shock. I said, "Are you sure? Are you sure you want to give this on the resale market because of its covetability? It's a $500 resale item.
Yeah,
Now,
it is.
brand new it wasn't. Brand new,
No.
I think these were like $200 brand new, or maybe a little over 200 when this one came out. But right now, these bags run 300 brand new. But on the resale market, because it's black, because it's Jack Skellington, because it's Disney, this is a $500 bag. I was like, "Are you sure you want to trade away?"
I
And she's
never
like, "Yeah."
carry it.
Then I said, "I will cherish it forever. It will never leave my collection." Like, I was like, "Cause there's,
Well,
I
she
would
kept
never."
saying, "Do you have any Doonies? Do you have any Doonies?" And I'm like, "I have one Dooney, my Jack bag. That's
Well,
that's the one Dooney I
she
have left."
offered. I think originally you're like, "Oh, here I have this vintage LV string." I'm
Louis,
like,
I tried to give you a
I
Louis. You
can't
didn't
take
want it.
your Louis, not for a Dooney. I was in like, that's so valuable. Are you sure? And she's like, well, I'm not using it, you know. So we have a new person who joined. Hey, I'm Danny. Yeah, isn't this is like the most
Andrea
amazing.
B.
And I almost took this. I almost so they did another Jack art. They just did
It's
another
not as
Jack
good as that
bag,
one.
but it's not as good as this one. They also
No.
did another Haunted Mansion, not as good as the original either.
No. And I had
This
the
one's
original Haunted
awesome.
Mansion Dooney too, with they had the Haunted Mansion wallpaper on the outside and it was purple
Yep,
lining.
yep.
I had that one too. Yeah.
So yeah, so my favorite just bags are the ones that people actually want to buy. I'm like, I'm not selling that one. I know you love it. I do too.
Well, if I ever want to use it again, I know where it is. It's right
Yeah.
there.
Well, that's what I tell other folks too. It's like I have a twin. I've been sharing things my whole life, back and forth. Like, sure, borrow it. You know, some people don't get that, but I was raised with the sharing all the time. Everything, nothing I owned was mine. It was ours. Everything was ours. It was never that
Yeah.
was mine. You know, so I share everything, and I keep telling my sister, like, Jenny, you can borrow any bag you want as long as you return it in a year. Like, I don't even care if you borrow it for a year. Just don't keep it indefinitely. You know, that's why I call it life. I said, is this a borrowing or is this a lifetime loan? Jen's like, borrow? Like, are you sure? Because it sounds like a lifetime loan.
Andrea V, they're gray and they're lined in black, just like that Jack bag, but they're gray and they have the Haunted Mansion wallpaper, which is all in black. They're just gray and black, and then the interior is purple.
Yeah, looks
They're real
sensational.
cute.
She says, I have a daughter, nothing is mine anymore. That is the truth. My sister, with her daughter who's 9, nothing in her house is hers if her daughter wants it. I'm like, Jen, I bought that for you. She goes, I know. Violet loves it. I'm like, okay. Um,
People want to see
oh,
your bags.
just
Just
okay.
start
Well,
grabbing all your Disney
this
bags back there.
this is another Disney Dooney. This is an older one. So this is the canvas on this is starting to fog a little bit. So I'm
I,
gonna try taking off the coating on an older one and then see if I want to try it on my Disney one because underneath this, I'll show you. Um,
yeah, they get clear. I've seen pictures of people. I just don't know how you
sneak
do it.
sneak peek. This is from Says What. Now you're gonna see this video in January. But this is her bag. She took off the coating. So that's the fogged coating you can see on the bottom. You see how fogged that is? It
Yeah.
looks kind of dull. And all she did was she took an X-Acto knife and she cut and she pulled off, literally pulled off the coating. Um, Now it was already lifting in some places. This seems pretty not lifted. So yeah, I'm gonna try it.
Oh.
And there's someone said that you can use a heat thing and it will bubble, and then you
Oh,
can
okay. Yeah.
peel it.
The heat gun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can see right here, if you can see that there's a little bit of the coating. So anyway, I'm gonna do one of these to see how it goes before I try it on my Disney Dooney, which I'll live with faded fog coating. I don't want to damage it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So no. Here,
No.
this one. This is another one I can do. I love this one. This is one of my Mercari finds. I love this bag so much. Um, this is one of the 2017 vintage. This has all the parks on here. So there's like the Tower of Terror, um, the Tree of Life for Animal Kingdom. This is probably for Magic Kingdom. Or this is Epcot right here. Um, what else am I missing? I don't know if Planet Hollywood's on this list. Here's Cinderella's Castle. I love this one as a geography major because it has the nautical compass rose. This is my favorite, one of my favoritist bags. They're all my favorite, but this is one of my most favorites. Probably one of the most used of this year. Actually, I use this one a lot
With that
in the
major that you
beginning.
have, do you
Hmm?
geocache?
Say it again.
With that major that you have, do you geocache?
No, I hate field work. I don't do field work. I don't care.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm an analyst in an office, okay? I don't We were doing some field work and they're like, hey, do you want to take this training? You can do field work. I'm like, wait, did you say field work? Like in real field work
You
or
mean I
field
have
work
to
as
get
an
out of the vehicle?
yeah, exactly. I'm like, no. It's like I'll stay home. I'll stay in the office and I will be the analyst for the data that comes back from the field work, but I'm not going out in the field. That's not
So
me.
we were in Canada for work one time, and we decided it was Canada Day. It was July 3rd, so we decided to go see the small town parade in this port something town, and we went and found a geocache. And then we did a little walking around, and then we realized we were in a scene from a Stephen King movie, and sure enough, it was a scene. They had used this alleyway in, what's the one with the clown? The Thing? No. What's the one with the
The
clown?
clown, it,
It.
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 Yeah.
Yes. We found the scene. And then we went and looked at the movie, and sure enough, we were in the alleyway that they used. And then we looked it up, and sure enough, that's where where it took place. But that's what geocaching does. You find like little treasures like that, like strange stuff.
I love this
But you
one
have to be
too.
willing to get out of the truck.
Yeah, no, no. I I will find the location and use the GPS and find the thing or whatever, but I'm just like,
That's
no.
beautiful.
Yeah, I love this so much. This is the Wish from the cruise. Again, nautical theme with the compass rose, and it has the. Um, I actually, guys, if you do care about my Disney collection, I have a whole playlist. Now, it was like the first one I ever did. When I first really did this, I did the month of May with all of my Disney bags. I've had added a few more Disney bags, but I love these so much. I can't even explain. I mean, y'all know, you see, but my love of these bags are irrational.
You
Irrational.
don't have the one that I had. I had one that had it was like it was an anniversary bag. It had Tomorrowland,
Yeah, I
Main
don't have that
Street.
one. Yeah,
Yeah, I really liked
Disney
that one.
Disney comes out, or Dooney Disney comes out about every 2 months. So every 6 to 8 weeks, there's another collection. They in rotate and they're limited, and then they're gone. And that's
Yeah,
why. Um, so you have to keep up on it, and you can't say, "Well, I'll buy it later." No, you're buying it now, or you're not buying it. One
right.
of the ones I have, which bag did I put that in? So in this coach, I have
Yeah, I don't know where you got that one.
from your closet.
Yeah,
Um, I love this bag, by the way. Um, let me get this other. This
yeah,
one
yeah.
came out as I drop stuff. This one came out of Dawn's Love Couture. I got this from her. I traded a vintage something or other,
Yes,
and
Andrea, they do.
this one, this one you cannot find anymore. And this came out last January, and this is for the Disney 100, and
Yeah,
you can't get this one anymore. If you do, it's on the pre-loved or reloved market. Pre-loved, yeah, pre-loved, and it's really astronomical. This really doesn't even show you how beautiful this is. This is an Art Deco motif behind the characters. This is a
I can see the
beautiful
iridescence
bag.
of it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a silver foil with white, and it's just this beautiful. I wish I bought this in every version, but I only was able to get this because I bought it at full price, and that was expensive.
I think
Uh,
that Jack bag had the plastic on the handles right up until just
so
before I sent it to you, because
I
that's how
might have
much I carried
dropped.
it.
I dropped my iPad,
Oh
or not
no,
iPad, my tablet, but it survived the first drop. This is classic Jackie. It's not
you have to drop
it's not
something.
alive. If I didn't drop something, yeah, exactly. So I let me try to get this all back in my. So in this one cubby, there are 4 bags. So in my, I did a rough count. So in this purse area, just on this wall is 50 bags. And then I have a rough count of 20 underneath the desk, if not more. And then 20 behind me. So they're in this purse area, I have 100 bags. And I'm like, I have got to reduce as I keep buying more. But I can't, I love them. They're like my kids. It's like, how do you pick? How do you choose? You know, I can give them away easier than I can sell them because then I know they're a gift, and just, everybody I have been friends with, I've given a bag to. Everyone, you know.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna reduce. I gotta quit adding.
I have to. I have to. I have to reduce just for sanity. Um, Even if it's to give it away, because I can't keep. I am literally out of space. Well, I either have to clean out my storage shed and go through my dad's lifetime of paperwork, or uh, get rid of bags and just live in the space I have. So since I've had storage shed for 5 years and I haven't reduced the boxes coming out, uh, so it's easier to give up bags than it is for me to face the paperwork that's in that house, in that storage shed. That paperwork is daunting. Um, let's see, what did we miss? Yes, Junie still, Andrea B. Junie still does Disney bags, but you have to get them from Shop Disney. Their Disney is the great evil overlord. I love them, but they're an empire, right? They're 100 years
Yeah.
old. They know how to keep their brand going. So the licensing with Dooney is, so you can't buy Disney Dooney at Dooney.com. You
Did
have
they
to buy
invent
it.
moratorium?
Uh, yeah, they did. They did the vault system. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Which people are like, "What are you talking about?" They Disney, when we used to have VHS tapes or DVDs, they used to only have available certain DVDs, and then they put them in the vault, which means so many years you couldn't get access to that license. So you couldn't get that material until they release it again. Now with digital streaming and all this other stuff, that's kind of obsolete. But they started all the things. They had the movie clubs and the Disney clubs and the fan clubs.
Yeah.
Believe me, if there was a
When
way to make it exclusive, Disney has done it.
when my
Um,
kids were little was when they were real big into moratorium. So you couldn't get a movie for your kid like until Disney decided that they would release it again.
Lynn, I know your opinions of Disney. I understand. Your people share your opinions. It's okay if you want to share your opinions on the internet chat. The moderators will delete them if they're not appropriate. Um, so this
Yeah.
Disney, like, so Disney does exclusivity very well, and
Yeah.
so with the Dooney Disney, so every 6 8 weeks they come out and then they disappear again, and that print's
Yeah.
gone, right? And these are canvas bags, not even leather bags. They're leather and canvas, so there's leather trim, but mostly canvas, and they start at 300, if not more now, because that's
Wow.
how they cost.
Yeah.
And because they only come out for 3 months at a time, they come and they're rotating. Like that bag I bought in January, you can't buy it anymore. They only stay at most 6 months where you can get them on Shop Disney, and then they go to the Disney approved outlet, which would be the Disney outlet stores or their approved vendors. Uh, so anyhow, you can still buy them. So Coach's deal with Disney's a little different. Um, so some things that Coach launches through their collaborations, you can get at Coach, and some things you can only get at Coach Disney. So they don't release them all at the same place, and they control the pricing. So you will never. So I was really surprised with how inexpensive the current Coach Disney outlet line is, because they tend to be um, more cutthroat. But then Coach has currently a Disney boutique line only at Disney Springs. I don't know if that's going to go onto the main website, but I don't know. Lynn says,
Oh no, there's always something special out there at Disney Springs that you can only get there. They do that on
yeah,
purpose. And
I
it's
mean, because
fine. Yeah.
they own Disney Springs. They own that.
Hmm.
So they are 100-year-old empire for a reason. There's not that many companies that have been around for 100 years. I think
No.
Ford, Sears did, but Sears didn't at the same time. I think
Yeah.
um, you have to. I don't know what's gonna happen with retail because, as we said, we're in perpetual Black Friday mode. Like the sales just kept on going; they didn't end. And I was like,
Nope.
"How?" The only thing that did change was on Cyber Monday, you got an extra percentage off. But then, as soon as Cyber Monday ended, they extended it to Cyber Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, it all went back. You know, but there was like Dooney was doing like you get no, it was Coach. It's an extra 25% off, I think, instead of 20, something like that. It was just a
Yeah,
percentage.
it
Um,
was.
and I'm like, how in the heck is Dooney gonna do a better sale than what they've already doing? And then they started right into the 12 days of Christmas. So Dooney didn't even pause. They was, okay, number one, first day of Christmas. I'm like, this is not how the 12 days of Christmas work. It certainly does it the first, whatever, So I think we're just in super sale mode because people just aren't shopping
Nope.
or not enough. So
Not enough.
anyway, now
And
that we've mhm.
whoa, 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 whoa. Um, they need to stop it because they have 2 bags I want.
Hmm, what bags do you want? You must share.
I want an all weather. We talked about that one.
Yeah.
Domed in white, trimmed in tan. The white one, the vanilla.
Hmm.
I'm digging in my ice. I'm getting a drink. And I want a mini barrow in Florentine, natural.
Mm. Oh. So I have a couple barrels from Dooney, but they're all canvas. They don't have any barrels in leather.
Not barrel, the borrow. What is that name of that bag that you gave me?
Oh,
The
the
large one.
Barlow.
Barlow.
Oh. Oh yeah, yeah. So you want the
Mini in Florentine.
oh. I
My eyes
actually
stuck
have
together.
one in the large, like the same size I got that you got. I think that's the Barlows,
Hmm.
right? I always get the
Yeah.
Barlow and the Flynn confused. Have you seen that Yeti is launching a brand new cup that looks a whole lot like the Stanley Cup?
Really?
Hmm.
Why not?
Took them long enough. It's like, guys, we need a traveling mug. Um,
Yeah.
Monica is saying we are listening. Yay! Thank you, listeners. As we ramble on and talk about anything that comes to our
Nothing.
mind, because I actually had an itinerary and I totally have been derailed. Like I should actually, could I put it on the phone? I should have put it on. Linda says, still awake, making more coffee. I should have put written down a list, of things I need to talk about. I'm gonna future lives. I'm gonna try and do that a little bit more. Is have a little bit more structure. I know, right? If I get too organized, y'all won't know who you're talking to or listening to because that's just not me. I mean, I admire people who are organized. I love it, but I can't. I can't. I, they get me strained up. Like my
Oh, I
even
can get
my work.
organized and we can make a list and we can stick to it, but it's not going to happen.
Wasn't the name of your last channel planters, and what was the
Whatever.
planters, and something?
No. Plans, planners, and purses. Just because they all started with P.
Yep. Hey, I saw that you posted it. You're doing onion starters for your garden. That was
That's
you,
not
right?
all. That's not
Oh, what
all.
else are you?
Any winter vegetable, broccoli, cabbage, blah blah blah, onions, and my husband ran to the Home Depot or wherever and came back with some wood and built. He's already built and started putting dirt in. He went to bed. He's tired. This was while he today. This after work. He did this. He threw up a above ground planter, and it's out there in the darkness where we bought this house that had a lovely, great, big, huge above ground pool that we didn't want. So we've got this big flat space, and he just put an above ground planter in it. We're going to do more, but I've got starters going now under a light in my dining room.
Mhm. Linda Passos. Yeah, I don't think I could have semblance of structure, but yeah, no. You would never believe that I actually work in production. Work is different than real life. Work I can just stay focused, you know. I actually find that audiobooks help me better with work because I can just do what I need to do and have
Hmm.
I can do both. You know, the job I do, I don't have to anyway.
I never
I
had a
can
job
listen
like
to
that.
I know most people haven't. I feel like I have the best job ever. Like I could
You do.
I know I'm a state worker and I'm kind of underpaid, but the benefits is I get to listen to audiobooks. I get to work in production. I get to work with fun
Yeah.
technology. I don't have to listen to customers. Like technically, my
You don't
boss
have
does,
to
and
deal with surgeons.
oh, doctors! I can't imagine
Yeah.
working with doctors. Those are the worst. Nurses are
Mm.
awesome. I find okay. No offense to any of the doctors, because one of my best friends is a doctor, but surgeons are a different kettle of fish. Um, Nurses, I love. Nurses know their stuff because they're working
Mhm.
with it in the trenches. Doctors or
Yeah.
surgeons, especially, are so specialized. You never, ever, ever want a doctor to give you an injection. No, 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 no. Like, nurse,
Oh
please.
no.
Nurse, nurse. Nurse, always get the nurse. And if you want to know who a good surgeon is, ask the nurses. They
Ask the
know.
nurses. Oh
You
yes,
ask
they
the nurses
do.
like, who would you use as your surgeon on your body? That's what you do. And the more you know about medicine, the more you don't want to know.
Um. Okay. Technically, we can't say anything bad. So the best way to ask the question is, would you go to him?
Mhm. Mhm.
Because that you've already said it, and I can just say no.
Oh, Linda Pasta says you derail in the chat in 5 minutes. 3 hours should be a task. Oh, I lose track. Butterfly. Yeah, no, about the doctor's things. That's true. It's like I've had friends, um, and because we're really good friends, and she was a dental hygienist, and we're talking about surgery and oral surgery. And I said, well, what about this doctor? And she gave me that look like she wasn't saying anything, but I could
You
see
don't
in
say
her look.
anything.
I was like,
You just go
oh,
no.
okay. Like she didn't have to say anything because I knew her. So I looked at her and I'm like, uh huh. And my older sister,
Isn't
the
his
oldest,
office a little far from your house?
my oldest sister is a surgical nurse, and she's currently moonlighting as a traveling nurse, and
Yeah.
she's located in California. She used to do nursing in plastic surgery because she was based in California. Then she moved to
Because she
Virginia.
was based in California.
Yeah, yeah, because
She
that
plastic surgery.
yeah. So when she went back into the OR in Virginia, and oh, are you ready for real surgery? Because plastic surgery is optional surgery. Surgery in hospitals tend to be
Hmm.
life-saving measures, right? So it's a different
Hmm.
surgery, and
A little bit.
yeah. So she's back to moonlighting in California because her kids all live there. Um,
Money, honey.
oh yeah, that too.
Plastic
I
surgery pays cash.
Well, you know, in a hospital, the nicest part of a hospital is labor and delivery because labor and
Hmm.
delivery is where all the money is. It's a consistent income earner. People are going to they're gonna have babies, and so when you go into labor and delivery area, you're like, this is such a pretty hospital. This is so nice. Well, try walking into oncology. It don't look like that. Not at
Mm.
all. You know.
Oh, I did my
So
last rotation in nursing school in oncology. And I had been a surgical technologist for 17 years before that. And so my last rotation, they stuck me in oncology, and all I did was get to teach people how to body bag. It was not fun. I was glad to
mm,
get back out of nursing school and back out into surgery and just go take care of
yeah.
our one patient at a time. And it's, I just,
Nursing is
no.
not for me. I can't even watch surgery shows. Like I can't watch any of that stuff. I have friends that are fascinated by watching all these. There's that one show that's plastic surgery botched that they're fixing or something where people get
Gross.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I do not know what Madonna did to her face. I think it's fillers, but
It
she
is.
does not look like Madonna.
No.
It's like
No.
it's like who are you? If you didn't tell me it was you, I would never. I would think it was like an impersonator, like literally an impersonator. It's like there is something to be said about aging gracefully, but I think when
You
you're in
start
that
to look like a cartoon version of yourself.
mhm,
Like the little chummy version, cartoon versions that
cheruby,
they
hmm
draw. Huh?
well, I went when I went to the okay, my other one, other than the $400 bandit bag I didn't buy, and the
Yeah.
$600 bracelet I didn't buy, and
Yeah.
and I wanted the $195 lipstick from Chanel. So I was in the Chanel boutique, the beauty, and the first time I've ever been in one, and I didn't even know we had one. We were just talking to the Nordstrom Chanel people, and we're like, there's a boutique just right here. I'm like, what? So we went over and talked to this lovely lady, and she talked me into trying it. I said, no, I don't want to try it because if I love it, I can't afford it. And she's like, oh no, you should try it on. And of course, I did, and then I loved it, which is I still can't afford it. And the other lady comes over, and she had the most amazing lips I had ever seen in my life. I'm like, you have the most perfect lips for a lipstick I have ever seen. And she goes, it's fillers. I'm like, but
Yeah.
it looks great.
I
I was
worked for
like,
a short time in a plastic surgeon's office. I hated every minute of it because the people, some, not everybody, but people who get those things are usually have some sort of a lot of them
dysmorphia.
have psychological issues. It's like they're difficult to deal with as like they're
It's
not like
optional surgery.
yeah,
It's
they
expensive
come in
optional
asking for stuff.
surgery.
They're very histrionic, like very emotional people. Yeah.
Yeah.
They really, really feel like they're being judged all the time.
Hey, my mother has had rhinoplasty and eye surgery. The Asian eye surgery to get
Yes.
and then the
Mhm.
partial threading lift. So it's not the full
Mm,
facelift, but it's the threading one. She's done that,
mhm.
the eyes and the nose, and she's had lip tattooing. Where in
Yes.
Asia you want to have a lighter color lip, not a darker color lip. I don't get it. But so my mom, I was like, Mom, why are you doing all this? Like, it's like you look fine, you look great, and she's like, I don't like the way I look. I'm like, okay, fine. So my other sister has had rhinoplasty and a jaw
Is
reconstruction. Now
this
she had
your
to. My bio mom, and then my adopted sister, she
uh,
got jaw reconstruction because of orthodontia work. So that had to happen. But then she got rhinoplasty too because they don't like their noses being so flat. So they want to have a little bit of a bridge. So even I have more of a bridge than my mom did. It was very flat, and they did not want the flat, and they did not want the the super smooth eyelids. They do a little slit, and they make it more dough shaped. And I'm like, so my mother doesn't look like my mother to me. Um, so I don't I would never I don't I'm not it's like you do one and then you do another. You do one
it's
process
addicting.
and then you do another process. And you're like it's like tattoos. Like you get one tattoo, then you want another tattoo.
It's
Plastic surgery is
exactly
the same
like
way.
tattoos. It is
Yeah.
exactly like tattoos. It is.
Mhm.
It's just more expensive, but they have these, the little credit card and the discounts, and people can keep coming back and then get their skincare there and all. It's just a racket. It's
Well,
just
what I wanted to do was get a breast reduction. Medically I qualified. But
you should call. Yeah. Hmm.
insurance wise, they classified any augmentation, whether it's a reduction or increase, as optional, and they would not cover it, even if it was medically necessity. They'd rather pay for my back pain than deal with reduction. So, Linda says that's why I don't start. Like I don't have a tattoo either, or plastic surgery or anything. My I could like I have this scar right here. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed it. This is a burn
Yeah.
scar. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
this
noticed it. I didn't know
yeah
if you had skin
yeah.
graft or if it was burnt.
This is a skin graft. So it's a skin graft because of a burn. So this is three segments of skin that's been grafted. So you can see the scar
Oh yeah,
tissue
I see
here,
it
and
now. Yeah.
yeah. So this scar tissue here is not very sensitive. And I
No,
would
it
always
wouldn't be.
cut and along here. And my mother said this happened when I was an infant, right? So my mom always wanted me to get plastic surgery. So and one of my at the time I had a brother-in-law married to one of my older sisters. She's a surgeon, and they said that yeah he could do it in his practice, but I said well what's involved in this? And mind you, I'm like 12-year-old at the time. Um, they would have to insert a balloon to expand the skin to eventually.
Yeah.
So you're like walking around for months, slowly expanding the skin so you could grow more skin. So then you just cut off this
Yes.
and stitch it down. And I'm like, no. I'm like, actually, I'm 12. I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm fine with it. It's fine. It's fine. My mother was not fine with it. My mother wanted me to get the plastic surgery. I'm like,
Mm.
there is nothing wrong with this. This is fine. It actually is a good
It shows up
conversation
because
starter.
you're showing it, but it doesn't
Yeah.
show up. You got it too
Well,
young.
I mean, yeah, because I got it when I was like a little bit over
Yeah.
one and a half. Um, so there's a story behind this scar. So my mom was ironing. We were toddlers, toddling, and she had made a barricade around the ironing board, and she had to go get I don't know starch, water, something. She walked away from the ironing board. I, as a naughty toddler, come over and like you couldn't recreate this if you tried. Um, Leaned up on the chairs or pillars or whatever the barricade was, toddled, fell over, grabbed. Apparently, I grabbed the cord of the iron. The iron falls, and I fall on the iron. Instant third-degree burn.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
So we're in Hawaii, and my father, of course, we all know they immediately know what happens. Like my mom's crying and wailing, my dad's upset because he's in his office. They go to the hospital. He's holding me. The nurse says, "Oh, you're such a good baby. She's not even crying." He's like, "Because she has a third-degree burn and there's no more nerves." And she was about to. And then of course because I'm an infant, right? Um, it's CPS, Child Protective Services gets involved, and they're like, and they have
Yeah.
to ask all these questions. And my dad said the only reason why I didn't deck that guy was because I was holding you. I'm like, okay. So when they did the skin graft, the skin came off my thigh, and they had to put it on my arm. Well, the skin graft machine broke. Like there was a problem with it. So when they took the grafting, it didn't take. So I had to do three. It was very involved. My mother still, and I think that's why she wants me to get this done because to her it's a reminder of something that was horrifically sad and avoidable and her fault. Where for
Yeah.
me, it's like this is just part of me and I don't care. And
Right.
for
It's
me,
not
it's
that
like this is
bad
how.
now.
No,
I
it
mean, if
was
it's
a lot
perfectly
worse.
healed, it's
Yeah, it
perfectly
was
healed. Why would you want to mess with that? You
well,
know?
like I'm not
It's
tempting
like
fate. You know.
it's
Um,
it's perfectly healed, and skin grafts, trying to get skin grafts to heal anyway is a feat in itself. So
Linda Paso says, I have three tattoos, but last one was 15 years ago. I like tattoos. I love the art form. I actually love looking at people's tattoos.
me too. I
Um,
would get addicted though.
super. But the thing about tattoos are, as soon as you put the skin in the layer of dermis, your body is spending the rest of your life trying to break up that ink. That's how
Yeah,
come it buzzes
it's gonna
out
go
and
away.
fades
Yeah,
out. So then you have to sit there and uh, re-ink it periodically. And my twin sister, has three or four tattoos, some really big ones. Like she has some beautiful tattoos. You just don't see them because you have to protect them from the sun. You have to put on, it's a lot. D. Higginbotham, I have 13 tattoos. I can't pick something to save my life. I have wanted a tattoo for years. I was gonna do like some text on my arm, that said King James, which I thought was hilarious. It's really for the Bible. It would be King James, but I don't like the addition of the Bible. But the pun was my last name's King, my husband's name is James. I thought it was hilarious. My husband didn't quite think so. And then underneath that, I was going to do Psalms 23, which is my dad's favorite, the only psalm my father knew. It was like a memorial thing. But then I never did it because then what they said to do was write what you want on your arm, where you want it, and then see how you feel about it. So I did that. I just wrote with a Sharpie what I thought, and it turns out didn't quite like it because text looks differently on a curved surface. Uh, that's why text is so hard to do well in ink because you're not I'm not a 2D surface. I'm a 3D surface. I'm round. Um, yeah, Linda Pass is a pencil ink quality. My first tattoo was 25 years ago. It looks perfect. And if you put sun protected on it and you don't expose it to sunlight. Yeah, there's a lot of things you have to do with tattoos. But anyhow, my long drawn out story of why I don't have a tattoo. Because first of all, my father said if I went through the Marines and the Army without a tattoo because of his
He
mother,
did?
he says, "Oh yeah, no tattoo." He goes, "You are not getting a tattoo." So when my sister got that tattoo, she didn't tell Dad.
Gen X, I don't know. The later Gen X all got tattoos. Everybody that I know, but
Almost everybody I
the
know does.
the OG Gen X didn't. Like nobody in my group. Like none of us have tattoos. But then our younger brothers and sisters all are like got sleeves. You know.
Hmm. My sister has a tattoo on her shoulder, and she finally had to tell my mother she had tattoos. My mom didn't know um, because her wedding dress was strapless, and there's no avoiding the giant owl tattoo on her left shoulder. And my mother's
Oh,
like, "Why did you get that? Why did you get an owl?" My mom went all, oh, it was like, "Mom,
my
she's
daughter
had
came
that since
home with
she
a
was in
big
her 20s."
horde tattoo on her shoulder from World of Warcraft. I was like,
Oh,
but you can
really?
see that right through your shirt. If she wears like a lighter shirt, you can see it right through the shirt. It's huge. Big horde tattoo on her back.
Does she still play WoW?
Probably.
Oh, I own Kat Von D, the tattoo person.
Yeah,
She's
she's
blacking out all her tattoos. Have you seen that? Have you seen pictures of that?
I haven't seen pictures, but I read that she was doing that. My daughter used to be a big fan of Kat Von D. And she wanted to be a tattoo artist for a while because my daughter's really good at art. But
Hmm. Apparently, I don't think she does
why is
tattooing
she doing? Does
anymore.
anybody know? What's the story? I
Oh,
haven't looked it
she
up.
says she doesn't want to have remembrances of her drunken. Most of her tattoos on her body happened when she was really intoxicated. And she said that when she was on Miami Ink, she was mostly intoxicated, and when she signed her contract, she was definitely wasted. And she
Oh
said
my.
so a lot of that she's also become a born again Christian. So she again, so that she's gone. She had a
Born again
she
again.
had well she was raised I think she was Catholic, but she rebelled and went away from because her parents are from South America somewhere, I don't remember where, and I think it was Argentina. If I'm Please correct me if I'm wrong. And they came to America and they didn't approve of her tattoos, and and then when she married and had a kid, that's when she became a born again Christian, I guess. But she decided that she didn't want the reminder, so she's literally, instead of laser removal, she's literally blacked out her entire arm and her leg. She only has like a few tattoos on her neck left, which is cool. She has some beautiful tattoos,
I
portraitures.
know.
And I'm just like, I really loved. I mean, that's very drastic. I just don't.
I wouldn't
I
want
don't
all that
know.
ink. That's a
Hmm.
lot of ink, blacking them all out. That's
Yeah. Linda Passa says my mom only found out about my first tattoo 6 months later. She thought it was a stick tattoo. I told her it was fake, And she, that's that's funny. Like one of those. Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean now the temporary tattoos look just like real ones. The only way you could tell if people didn't get a real tattoo and you know them is because the skin. You can tell when you first tattoo, it's all
It's
red
shiny,
and it has
yeah.
yeah, it has. So I went to a tattoo. Um, let's see, let me
I
change
meant the
that.
fake
My
tattoos are
ears.
shiny.
I had a double. I have two ear piercings. So where this white pearl is, that's my original piercing. So I had them pierced below it, so I could. There's a lot of earrings I couldn't wear. I went to a tattoo place to do it because I wanted a straight pin
Yeah.
piercing versus the gun. Uh, and I went to an finding first I had to find a tattoo parlor. I'm not. I have always called them tattoo parlors. I think they're called like tattoo studios now. I think parlor is like my grandparents.
Has a negative connotation now,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So I went, but I lived also next to a college town, and there's always studios in college town. So I went there, found the piercer. What it is the most, and I was thinking about getting a tattoo, but after going into this studio, I'm like, I am not getting a tattoo here. But
Mm.
the piercing part, super cool, very sterile, at least looked sterile, a lot cleaner than the tattooing parlor. And because each tattooist had their own booth, and then the piercing is at the end, right? And I'm just getting my ears done. It was, all they show you all the equipment. They show it's sterile. It's a brand new needle. They did it. It didn't hurt at all. I've gotten um, other injections that hurt more than my ears. So like it honestly didn't hurt at all. So, but after leaving that experience, I'm like, I am not getting a tattoo in that place.
Mine are
I was like,
pierced. I did it with a needle when I was a teenager, and then I did a bunch more. We all did each other's ears.
What?
Yeah. With a needle.
Did you do the heat up the needle, or you just did it? How
Alcohol.
did? Yeah. Well, not that brave. But I was watching Dale's Addiction, and she and Meredith went to Paris and they did their vlog. They did the piercing of the upper part of the ear, the cartilage part, the part that hurts a lot. Um,
Yeah.
Linda Passos, I have three piercings too. Yeah, I
Where
just
are
have
they,
two holes.
Linda? Linda Passos. Where are your holes at?
Oh, okay. I think we are at the almost 4 hour mark. One, two, three,
Yes.
4 hours. I think it's time to call a night, Linda. I think it is very much the morning for you. It's 5 a.m. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you, everybody. I know we have 22 people hanging out, but I'm tired. I have not had dinner. I've worked all day. Um, Jolee, thank you for hanging out with me. If this
It
works
was
for you, we can
fun.
go. We can make it a Friday night thing whenever
Okay.
you can. Um, and people in the replay, let me know. I promise I will work on the audio. Let me know if you like the light on or the light off. Um, Feedback is feedback. Negative feedback is still feedback. Just
Yeah.
uh,
Say, get
be
rid of her. Get rid
kind.
of that Jolie girl. Yeah.
Be kind to the negative feedback, but it's okay. like there's ways to do negative feedback, right?
Constructive
Before
criticism.
before we get off, I'll explain. I've made it a hobby to read reviews.
Oh, really?
As well, when I buy everything, so everything's online, everything's internet. What I look for when I look at a review or criticism or even comment is what where is the perspective from the commenter, right? So is this
Right.
just hate speech? Is this someone having a bad day? Is this someone when people say reviews like this is the worst product ever, it got here broken. It's not the product, it's the shipping. This is the worst
Oh,
service.
yeah.
The waitress XYZ. Nothing about the food. You're complaining about the staff. Um, the bag. This bag is horrible. It had a crack down the middle, whatever, but they don't explain how the crack got there or how it broke or whatever. Um, what I'm looking for is in a review is if it's negative review is why is it a negative review? Like a constructive negative review is this is made from vegan leather and it's very thin, lightweight, not well made,
Linda.
has a nylon zipper instead of a metal zipper. Things that make sense. People that say this bag is cheap, that means nothing. This bag is cheap. I don't care if you're talking about a $3,000 bag. If your review is this bag is cheap, why is it cheap? You know? So if you're reviewing something and if you're commenting on something, like my throwaway comments on a video is I try to comment on every single video I watch. I truly do. So I'll say, nice, great video. But they're
I do
kind of
too.
that's
And
just
if I
feeds the
can't,
algorithm. Yeah,
sometimes you just
that's
leave a
true.
heart,
That's just to
you
feed
know?
the algorithm. If I'm really saying something, it's like, oh, I love this new bag you bought. That's a great bag. What color is the inside? I like to leave leading comments. Like when I'm watching um, Lisa from Luxury Life in the Middle, I asked her, hey, how is your water abatement issue? They have mold abatement happening in her condo. Um,
Oh,
I saw
yeah.
that. So, and she wrote back, right? So, if you want your content creator to respond to your comment, you have to write something more than it's nice, that's pretty, love the bag,
Yeah.
that's gorgeous. You have to, the best way to get, if you want the content creator to respond to your comment, is to ask a question and say,
Sometimes
I,
I'll leave a
yeah,
comment. I don't really have a question. I'll leave a comment just so they get the comment counts, but and
hmm
don't expect it.
hmm
I don't expect an answer to some questions or
yeah, yeah.
to some comments. Oh,
Okay, I'm going to keep talking. It is very late. Everybody say goodbye. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Dee. Thank you, everybody who's still here in the 21 people hanging out with me. I will be live again at some point on Sunday. I don't know when. I apologize. It'll be a surprise. And then I'll go live again on Tuesday. So my new schedule is Sunday, Tuesday, Friday. And I'll
thanks
have a
for
post on
having
my
me.
community post. Bye, everybody.